Welcome. Welcome to the second session of this weekend's Unwritten game.
Super pumped. Gotta know what happens.
Thank you. We ended on quite a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on a sec. It popped up the video behind me, so I just was talking to myself. Okay.
Oh, we heard you.
It was just me and the voices. I apologize. So, welcome to the game. We're going to continue from our exciting session from yesterday. Just to give a recap, our erstwhile players received a mysterious key message while a sort of flickering apparition appeared in the Kahlo pub. From there, they began to try to research the source of the key, as well as trying to find the key message, as well as trying to find out information about the island from which it seemed to have come from, which is Kaffa Island, the once guild owned by the Guild of Illusionists. They acquired transportation and made it across the lake to the island, and from there, they've made a good investigation around the island. Investigated a small island on one side that with a wall, a 7-foot wall around it, and some sort of hedges inside. And they have made it up the stairs and just opened the grand gate to the Guild of Illusionists, and are now at the front door. Everybody, we'll go through and give a quick description of your character real quick again. Let's start with Cassie, Alana's character.
Hi, yeah. So I am Cassie Elroy for this game, who is a well-traveled anthropologist who I think has spent a lot of time researching other Earth cultures, but is pretty new to being in Cavern. And I believe she met Caro in the library sometime in the last couple of weeks. And so they have a little bit of a connection. She is a seeker of knowledge, but she also has a fear of discovering her own limits.
Okie doke. Caro, let's hear about Caro.
I'm into the Denny ancestry. I'm a believer that the heritage is in the cavern. I love to do a lot of research and digging into the past, and I'm always trying to find that link between myself and the people from the cavern, because I'm a firm believer that we are connected in. So I'm more of a person that's an observer, and so if I don't quite trust the situation, I go to the books and dig for answers there, and I like to look around a lot because I'm always kind of suspicious of what I'm seeing at the moment. So I'm more of an observer of the situations.
Sounds great. Okay, Erica, let's talk about Quaxo.
Right. So obviously Quaxo is she's a newly called explorer, so brand new to the cavern, boundless enthusiasm, all about the information overload, because has to know everything kind of all at once, and basically likes to meet people in the cavern. Met Meva in a first aid incident early on, and has thus started to form some connections in the cavern.
Sounds good. Oh, hey, and last but not least, Meva. Let's hear about Meva.
Okay, I am Meva. I am the modern nomad adventurer. My usual reaction to any situation is, what's over there? And I am also what one might consider a cautious cone kicker. I'm going to be the one who goes where she's not supposed to go, but I'm going to be careful doing it. I will cross that bridge, but I will test out all the joists first. I know Caro, Erica already talked about our connection. I also know Caro because we met at the Great Zero Dance. We were just dancing.
Okie doke. And now to our narrative leader here, Eleri.
Hey everybody, I'm Eleri. I am one of the co-authors and chief cat herder for Unwritten, and Vee's other half. So
My best half.
I make a good paperweight.
Cat furniture?
Cat furniture. I am cat furniture, yes. All right. So, does anybody have any questions before we get started into actual, storytelling and back into the game? Do you need anything clarified from yesterday, or any? Wait, how does that work?
Can we get fresh dice that don't hate us?
Yeah.
Well, they like Cassie, so at least that's one
Happy.
thing.
Yeah. The shiny math rocks have been unkind. We will hope we will light incense to Yavo that they are a little
I must
less
say,
disgruntled today.
it's probably
more
my
failures,
fault.
more
I
drama,
apologize.
more story opportunities. I'm down for some failing.
I do want to know if there's any way of sort of measuring or having a clue about how, and this is meta, I know, but I can sort of play it better. But how long is it going to be before my ankle heals up?
I mean, it's
Like
going to
when
be
you have a
it's gonna be little bit.
consequence. How long? Yeah.
For
How long does the
technically
consequence
speaking,
last?
for a moderate
The moderate consequence, how long does that last?
for a moderate consequence, technically speaking, it takes a session for it to heal up. It will probably we may move it a little bit earlier later in the session because it's such a short game. But in the rules it would be the next week we played, it would go away. It would be gone.
So can you give me I don't know if you can do this quickly, but give me a quick rundown of those levels and how long they take, or
Sure.
how long it comes to take.
Yeah, there are 3 levels of consequence: minor, moderate, and severe. A minor consequence goes away at the end of a scene. The moderate consequence goes away at the end of a session, and a severe consequence goes away at the end of a story arc.
Ooh. Yikes. Okay. All right, that helps. But if you, it is a short session, so it's up to Yavo.
If we need to run for our lives at the end, like magically healed.
Yeah, you're feeling much better now. Adrenaline is a heck of a drug.
You know what happens with adrenaline?
Yeah.
It comes down.
Yeah, you come down from it. Yup. All right, so.
All right, well, that gives me a much clearer.
So you have come through this gate that was obviously locked off by the DRC at some point, and your keys let you through. And now you're standing before a large wooden double door, elaborate carvings around it. It's very posh Denis, very Denis upper crust, pinkies out and everything. It's got this symbol of the Guild of Illusionists above the door. Think big fancy cathedral type door. What are you doing?
And are there any visible signs of locks or puzzles or contraptions embedded in the door?
So that would probably be, would that be a fairly easy notice roll, or?
Are you checking for hidden things?
Well, I assume if there were something obvious like a keyhole or a combination lock, that would have been in the original description. So I guess I would do a notice check to take a closer look for anything like that.
Sounds great. Okie doke. What's your notice level?
2. It's +2 there.
2. Okay, here we go with the roll. And it's a -2. So, you get a 0 on that one. So that if there is some aspect that you can spend a fate point to invoke, then you can get a reroll. Other than that, I mean, the +2 wouldn't help you.
Does anybody else have notice too?
I do, but it's at a 1.
I do, but we know how the dice roll with me.
As a player, I kind of want
math rocks hate me, but maybe they like me today. Go ahead. Before she goes spending fate points.
What was that, Cassie?
That's me.
I was just gonna say, as a player, I would be tempted to spend a fate point to do something, or even just try pushing on the door since we haven't tried that. But I think as a character, I'm a little freaked out. I'm gonna let someone else step forwards and be the first to make contact with this door.
I'll try it.
Okie doke.
What do you do now?
Let's see. Notice at A1. Adequate.
Okay, doke. Let's give it a roll. See how it goes. That's a -1. So once in the same situation, I mean, there's a door there. You can see it. It is not transparent. You can't walk through it. It's physically solid.
As far as we know, this is the Guild of Illusionists. So.
This is true. You never know, but it doesn't disappear when you touch it at the very least. What you guys doing?
Stupidly enough, I think I would actually yell out, "Hello!" There's lights. We know there's maybe Victor's inside and he's projecting himself. So I would probably actually yell at the door, "Anybody home?" Honestly.
Well, my question is, why would they let us in the gate but not let us in the door?
Yeah.
So you're giving out a holler and just saying hello?
Yeah, absolutely.
You see right in front of the door, just a little bit of a blue flicker, and then it goes away. Sort of will-o-wispy. Just
then I turn around and run away.
I'm going to take a good few steps back.
That's so brave.
Does anyone else want to try giving the door a good shove? I mean, the last place that we think Victor Laxman may have been had, been broken into or something. The door just fell forwards. It's possible he's left a trail of open doors.
So
I think I want to touch the door where the flicker happened.
Okay.
It's a nice solid door. You push on it, you knock on it, it goes, it's a door.
Huh.
You said that there are a lot of dunny symbols on the door. Are any of them letters or numbers?
Mm-mm.
No.
Guessing there's no servant entrance to the side.
There's a garden in the back. Let's walk around the place. This is the Guild of Illusionists. The last place that you would think to go inside is the big impressive front door. Let's walk around and see.
I feel like we only came to this door because we had already looked everywhere else with to no avail.
We came in through the gate. What else is available to us other than the giant door through the gate? Anything?
Or are we still in a channel from the walls of the staircase?
Yeah.
So
Go
you
ahead.
guys are talking, you see the little blue flicker again, kind of off to the right of the door.
Okay, I'm going to take my key over there and turn it on, hold it close, see if it does anything, go over that way.
The blue flicker gets a little bit stronger.
Okay.
But then it goes away.
Should we all bring our keys over?
Yeah, why not? Maybe it's an
okay. Yeah. We'll
So the blue flicker is there, and it's you can almost hear somebody going, "Ooh, here, ooh, here."
Okay, can I do a surveying skill check just for the area around the door frame, like outside of it, specifically in this region?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good idea.
What's your surveying skill?
Surveying is +2.
Mine's just
Okie doke. Got a -1 on that one. Once again, if you want to spend any fate points to tag an aspect.
before you do that, let me try surveying.
Okay, you have a higher surveying.
Yeah.
People should be able to combine their efforts and get a higher plus.
I would like that.
Okay, now here's how you do that in Fate and in Unwritten.
By
So-
spending lots of fate points.
Well, you can create. You can use an action to create an aspect of your own, just like Quaxo did in when you're doing the research in the library. And if you can create an aspect, and if you create an aspect, you get a free invoke on it, and then you can pass that to people. So if you think of it as like in CSI, where you're like everybody's setting up equipment and they all kind of set things up, or they measure things and that sort of thing, and then they get their little pluses and then they pass them all to the same person.
So what would that be? A stunt?
No, that's that would be an action, a roll, versus whatever skill you're using to help out.
No, but I mean, creating the aspect, would it be under a stunt, or would it be under a skill, or how would it be?
It would use a skill.
It would use a skill.
Yeah.
Oh, so I could create a new skill, like team up.
Yeah, you can create an aspect as focused search, or coordinated search, or something like that.
Coordinated effort of any skill.
Yeah, you can use any skill to do it, as long as it makes sense. If you can make an argument for, like, I'm going to do this thing and I'm going to make an aspect and it's going to be helpful, then there you go.
Yeah, you're using a skill to say something that's true about what's going on. That's what an aspect is. It's something true that about the player, the character, or the situation, or the environment. So you're going to use a skill to make a statement about what's going on, and that statement's going to be focused effort or working together. Does that make sense?
Not quite. What I'm saying is, if I'm creating an aspect, does that stay with my character?
It will stay. It stays around as long as it makes sense. So like if you made an aspect of if you were to stack a bunch of boxes on top of something to create like a ladder for some situation, when you left the room, you would no longer have the aspect because it's that stack of boxes over there.
Oh, I don't even get to keep it. I don't sort of develop this as a part of my character that I can sort of.
No, it's just a temporary sort of situation. You are setting up. You are making a change to the environment.
So I'm spending a fate point.
No, for this one, this is just a roll. This one would be just a roll,
Oh.
So let's start off with this. What do you want to be doing? Who wants to be doing the search, and who wants to help out?
I do.
I'll do the search too, because I'm at
You search, or Carol, you gonna do search, or you're gonna help?
I'll do search.
Okay, so the rest of you guys, what are you doing to help? Whether it be pumping things up, or setting things up, whatever.
I have my surveying skill, so I will, I don't know, I guess be sort of organizing how we focus,
Sounds good. Do you like making
like an
sketches?
ADD person, organize how we focus.
Like making sketches of the area, sort of thing, Yeah. Okay. So then you would be, we'd be doing a roll on your surveying to create an aspect. So what's your surveying skill?
Good, 3.
3. Okay, let's do a roll then. Okie doke, you got a +2 on that.
Yay.
So that's a 5 on the roll, and it's not a hard thing to do. So this is only like a difficulty level 2. Because you're sketching the area, checking things out. So there's a couple things that have happened here. You've created an aspect now. You've changed an environment. So you've created the aspect by making careful observations of the area. So that's an aspect. Careful observations of the area. And normally when you succeed, you get a free invoke, which means essentially it's like spending a free fate point for this one thing only. You did really well though. You got 3 above the difficulty. So you not only succeeded, you excelled. So you get essentially 2 free fate points for this particular aspect that you can use or you can pass to other people to tag as well.
Okay. So this means that if Kara's doing the search, I can give one to her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost anybody fate points because you put the effort into it.
Okay.
So I don't know if anybody else wants to try something to help or.
Yeah, Carol, do that search.
Well, I was already doing some surveying that I guess wasn't very fruitful. I'm happy to either continue surveying, or I have some fire marbles that I collected in that room we fell into in Dakota, so I could use those to shed some additional light on the scene.
Absolutely. And let's go ahead. Since you're doing some surveying as well, let's use the surveying skill as part of that. What's your surveying skill?
+2.
+2. Let's see here. Got a -2 on that one. So you're setting some stuff up, but it hasn't added much to the situation, unfortunately.
Okay, I used up all my good rolls yesterday.
Yeah, I guess so.
You did say earlier you're ready for some drama, so.
I guess so, but this isn't even drama. It's just a dud.
Yeah.
Oh well.
The fire marble didn't explode and set anything on fire, so.
Big difference.
So we could try that. The door is made of wood.
Oh, just throw it at it. Yeah. Pull us a vidro.
Like sometimes, like you have blank books and then like you drop some blood on the book and then writing appears, right?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you have a door, you apply some fire, and like an opening appears, whether by magical means or otherwise.
Yeah. Is Quaxo going to be doing anything to help out the search?
I obviously would like to help, so either by trying to cover areas that are out of reach, because we established that some people aren't as tall as others, and maybe I can reach a little higher if I have some guidance from experts and this kind of stuff. I might have more success in being helpful.
Sure. What skill would you want to use for that?
Notice for that.
Sure.
I think, and I have a +2 for that.
Here we go. And you got a +2 on that on the roll. So that's difficulty of 2. So you got a 2 result. So you are successful. You create an aspect. Let's just say additional guidance, and you have a free invoke on that one.
Oh, cool.
Okay. So Caro, now you're going to do the actual search. So what skill and what's your level?
Well, let's see. Surveying is 2. I have a notice of 1.
Let's use your surveying then.
Okay.
Okay, and here we go for the roll. It's a -1, yeah. So this is definitely time to pass those aspects. Yeah. Do you want just a bunch of pluses, if Quaxo gives you a free one and Meva gets you a free one, that's a +4, which is good enough to succeed.
Okay. All right.
No problem. But that's the way you work together, is that you create situations that help other people, and then you pass them.
That makes sense. I like that.
Examples of that. Okay, so you are successful.
So as you're looking around, and you're looking, there's the statue standing around. You're looking around, and you find over, sort of near where the light was flickering, there's a small round panel embedded in the carvings, and when you press on it, it's not super. I mean, it was concealed, but not not hard to get to. When you press on it, it slides open. and there's a dial. And Vee's got that picture. Dum, dum, dum. Drum roll.
You see it?
Oh,
Oh.
this would be.
Here.
Is this the forward 2, forward 4, back 3, forward 6? Is that what we're thinking, guys?
That would make sense, except I don't think that it's actually forward and back, because I mean, it seems to me like those letters correspond to the Dunny words for first and second. Although forward and back would be easier to apply.
I mean, only if we know which way is forward. I assume that would be to the clockwise, yes?
What is this thing?
Oh yeah, you just got back. Sorry.
So this is
I found a round button thing and pressed it, and something opened, and this dial was there.
Ooh.
So now we're trying to figure out what to do with this.
Can you just confirm for us if we try tinkering with it a little bit, like which pieces move? I assume it just is one rotating circle in the inner circle.
If you tinker with it a bit, it's the middle dial part.
Okay.
It moves the pointer.
Yes.
So the filigree moves and the pointer moves with it? Is that?
Yes.
Okay. And the numbers are stationary.
The numbers are stationary, and it moves
combination
freely. It moves freely back and right and left, so clockwise and counterclockwise.
It has to fit this number. It has to fit this. So it's the first and second. That part confuses me.
Does it also mean backward?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Maybe if it's corresponding to English. I guess I'm also confused about if our number is like 4 or something, does that mean that we go to the 4 or that we move forwards 4? Like,
I don't know. There's the same number twice.
That's true.
Well, you would go like, if it means forward and backward, you'd go forward to this number, then forward to that number, then backward to that number, then forward to that number. You know, just keep moving forward and backward to that number until, or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it does mean this number of spaces.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it looks like a lot of the numbers here repeat, but maybe if every number here repeats twice, then the F and B could be whether it's the first one or the second one.
Oh, okay.
Is that correct? Do all of the numbers here appear exactly twice? Like eyeballing it, that kind of is what it looks like to me.
Okay, let's see. 2, 6,
Yeah, I'm not the one.
8, 4, 0, 3, 4. Oh, no, sorry. 9, 7, 5, 2, 9, 4. Oh, sorry. No, that was 1, not 6.
1.
Or no, well, sorry, 1, not 5. Oh shoot.
8.
I can't. I forget which is 5 and which is 1. Oh, okay. 5 is crosswise. So, more than 1, then 0. It looks like each one does only appear twice.
Or it looks like there are 21 numbers on here, so maybe one of them doesn't appear twice.
The zeros aren't across from each other.
Yeah, well, they're not. It's
If I'm
not a
correct
repeating.
in that, the blank with the dot in the middle is 0.
Yeah, that is 0.
Okay, good. It's kind of what I thought, but just checking.
There's 0. Yeah.
I'm new to the cavern, right?
Yeah.
I'm really bad with remembering this stuff. And I'm also very bad at combination locks. You should.
I only see 2 appearances of 6. Uh-oh. There's 3 9s. 1.
Oh, are there?
2, 3. I see 3 9s. Bother.
Oh, darn.
Well, but it could mean the first 9 or the second 9. Even if the numbers appear more than twice, it could be go to the first one, go to the second one. Maybe they're ignoring the third one.
But
Also
how do we know
9.
which one's first?
Well, 9 also doesn't show up in our sequence.
Correct.
We don't have a 9 there, although that does discredit a little bit the first-second interpretation.
Yeah, it does. 2. How many 2s are there? There's 2. Only 2 occurrences of the number 2. 6 only appears twice. 8, 8, 8.
Anyone else tempted to check the Discord to see if there's smarter people?
Eight only appears twice. 4 only appears twice. 0 appears twice. 3 only appears. 3 appears twice. And there's 9 appears 3 times. 7.
Do we want to just try out
7 appears
that approach and see if it does anything?
Yeah.
I mean, there shouldn't be any, like, unless if you get it wrong, you get, like, dumped into a maze or something. Like, otherwise, it's like, oh, what could be terrible about getting the combination wrong on the first try?
Right. I mean, we could be standing on a trapdoor and none of us would have noticed it because of our low rolls, but hopefully not.
Mm-hmm.
Just a second. We actually got a question from someone watching about some of the mechanics, so I'm going to go to that real quick. David Nash asks, what happened to the fate point that was passed over? And what was actually happened is that when Meva made the fate point, made the aspect, she got a free invoke. So it's sort of like a freebie, that's what she passed over. So no actual fate points had changed. But so you guys are gonna go ahead and try out what Cassie's suggestion?
Yeah, I think we should follow the list that we have just outright and just see what happens with it.
Okay, here is my idea though. Don't everybody bunch up. That way, if there is a trapdoor, it doesn't get us all.
So
Okay,
how are you turning? You're turning the dial. What order are you? What direction are you turning it? What order are you going in?
So my thinking here, I don't know if does anyone have a feeling about clockwise versus counterclockwise?
I think
both.
Forward should be to the right.
Yeah, didn't you go left to right, don't they?
Backwards should be to the left.
Anti-clockwise.
I thought we weren't going with the forward backward.
Yeah. Like if you,
I mean, remember that that's not the words that were used.
Right.
Right. First
and second, yeah.
So I would
go with the first occurrence of the number and the second occurrence of the number.
Yeah, so let's do that. We'll interpret it as the first and second occurrence, and we'll go in a clockwise direction and just go in order of the list that we have.
I would like to try, like, who's touching this thing? Am I touching this thing? I'm the curious one, so I imagine I can touch this thing. I don't mind.
I think Cassie was going to be the one moving the dial.
Okay, Cassie.
So she figured, since she came up with the solution. So
here's a question.
Okay.
Cassie, if you move the dial slightly, but not off of that number 1 there, okay, can we tell if it's going to move both directions, or is it blocked from moving to the left?
No, you already fidgeted with it, and
Probably was out of the room at that time.
Yeah, the dial got played with, and it moves back and forth.
Okay.
And we didn't die, so
and yeah, true. nothing horrible happened.
But how do you tell what's first? Like, there's no marks around it to say this is up or start here, right? And if the dial can be left anywhere. And
the top number.
Wait. The last thing is F1. So if it wasn't moved from the last time somebody opened the door, they moved it forward 1 or first 1. So if that one at the top is the first one, we should be able to count from the top, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
and like, so now we know, like, if we go off that and we assume nobody else has fiddled around with the dial since the last person went in, we can assume that the one at the top is F1.
I mean, the one at the top is also colored differently than the others, so that sort of suggests a starting point.
Oh, it is.
See, this is what I get for being colorblind.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault.
Okay, so Cassie, you're gonna start spinning that thing?
Yeah, so I think just going, as I described, going clockwise so that it says first first two, so that's just like one over, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So you click, 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 click. You go to the first instance of one number, and then the first, and you follow the code that you got in your keys, and there's clunking noises, and the doors swing open.
It wouldn't be missed without them.
Yay.
Yay.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'm not.
Illusionist.
I am standing at the door now, but I'm not going to be the first one in. Neva, would you like to
push this out of the way and is running
lead the charge? Yeah.
Cautiously, though, I'm looking around as I go and looking at the floor, looking at the walls.
So you go in, and is Meva going in, or are y'all going in following? Who's
suddenly I'm getting a Wizard of Oz feeling? Oh, they're all holding hands, lions and tigers.
Lions and borrows and squeeze. Oh my!
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, continue.
You go in, and it's a big ornate chamber. Looks like a big open reception area. There's some damage. There's obvious damage from earthquake. I mean, it looks like a lot of Denis does. That it was not untouched by the fall. One of the first things you see is that there's cones. So the DRC has obviously been here at some point. There is what looks like the imager platform, similar to what you see in the guild pubs and the flat imager, and then on pedestals around the room, and some of them are broken, some of them are have been hit by debris. Are little image projectors, a little bit like what's Yisha used in the cleft. So those are sitting around the room, and they all kind of aim towards this imager platform in the middle.
Like a lecture hall.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like a lecture hall. There's a few doors that look like they lead out of the space.
This also feels
one of them is sitting slightly open.
This also feels a lot like the Gen's Temple on Temple Island with the pedestal and the projectors. The question, though, is if that is the technology that's being used to create these apparitions, how is it happening kind of in arbitrary places in the absence of these projectors that are perfectly pointed?
You said there's a something that's slightly open.
Yeah, there's a off to the left. So there's these imagers, and then there's several doors around this circular, in between the imager things around the circular chamber, and one of those doors is sitting ajar a little bit.
I got a suggestion. That we at this point we need to bring out all the flashlights that we took from that office, but also if there's lamps that take the fire marbles, we could put a fire marble in the lamp so that we could see better the area that we're in.
Well, and if this place is damaged, we should probably just be wearing hard hats too. So I'm gonna put on my hard hat, stick a fire marble in the lamp, and go.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask.
And it is fairly well lit. I mean, it's it's the same sort of light level you see in a lot of Denis. So it's not you haven't gone into someplace dark.
There might be, and he said it was dark. So I'm still having a hard hat on.
Not.
Safety first.
Unless somebody stops me, I'm going to head toward that door and peek through it. Not moving.
Before we
go
out of this room, I'd be curious about whether there is any sort of button for maybe playing a recording on these imagers, like whether there is something we can watch that's been left behind.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
You want to go over and poke at one of them?
Yeah, I poke at one of them or just like survey the space to see if there are any there's any obvious interface for that.
Yeah, there's a really obvious button on the front of all of them that are still intact. Like I said,
Okay.
several of them are beat up and damaged, but of the ones that are intact, there's a noticeable button with the Guild of Illusionists symbol on it.
Okay, well, would anyone mind if I try pushing one of those buttons?
Go for it.
Oh, I'm curious. I want to see.
Okay, so you push one, and the imager platform in the middle of the room starts to glow. And what you see is a recording of somebody who's obviously Denis. They're obviously not human. Every description you've ever heard of what the Denis looks like, that's this person. And they're standing there wearing a guild cloak and with the clasp of the Guild of Illusionists. It's all in the right colors, and they lift up their hands and they do something, and lights start to come out of their fingertips, and there's this sparkly light show like they're putting off fireworks, and that goes for a little bit, and then the image turns off.
And there's only one imager.
Oh no, there's one imager platform, but there's several of these projectors.
Should we go press more of them? Or is this right?
Yeah.
It's like a museum, right? It's like, welcome to Station 1. We can shoot fire out of our hands.
Cassie also makes a note in her anthropology journal that the Dunny are all wizards. This is what she's concluded.
All wizards.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.
So you want to press some more of them?
I think this is encouraging.
Okay, so you press another one. You get not the same person, a different Denis person, and they do this thing with these funky stone hoops, and they float and they intersect and they loop, and every one of these you click, it's another display of a Denis person doing an illusion.
Very nice. Very. So
this is you get the sense that this was the welcome to the Guild of Illusionists.
Yeah, look what we can do.
All this could be yours.
So what are you going to do?
It's like a record. It's like a history book of the past. Like once they succeeded in doing something, they got their action put on an imager to be there forever.
And it's just possible that other than the DRC, you are the first people to have seen these since the fall. That nobody else but you four have seen what an actual Denis person looked like.
I have just a thought that I don't think any of us should really go anywhere alone, because if you notice, like Meva, when she brought her key closer to the apparition, it got stronger. But remember when we were in the pub, like the apparition was like super clear, like so clear, and we could actually hear real words, and everybody's keys went out. I'm wondering if it like somehow feeds on key energy, and we might not be able to communicate if like it responds to keys. So like not letting somebody wander off by themselves, I think would be really important, because we might not be able to maintain communication.
I'm all for sticking together.
An adult, I'd be all, aww. But
meanwhile, I'm like, I'm good at knots. Like, we can make this happen.
Yes, that's wise. I can make this happen. I'm sorry. I had to go get tape and put it over my camera light because I'm getting a headache, and it was like really bright in my eyes.
Oh,
you okay?
Yeah, I just had, like I said, I had to get electrical tape and stick it over my camera.
Good plan.
If you need to sit there with your eyes closed, totally do that. I've done that before. It's like I'm paying attention, but yeah.
I am. Yes, I am listening.
So what are you guys doing now? I mean, you found this open reception area. There's some doors. There's a door that's open a little bit.
So
there any
have we
evidence?
looked at all of the imagers, and they're all just different people doing different illusions, introducing their craft?
Yeah.
Is there any evidence of like imagers being missing, like places where there like looks like there's a pedestal but no imager? Or
Not really.
Okay.
No. There's definitely ones that are damaged and look like they've been damaged for a very long time.
But there's
Well-
one door. There's more than one door.
There's more than one door. There's 5 of them.
I want to peek. 5, of course there are.
There's 5.
I want to peek through the one that is slightly open, but not go through it until we see what's through it. A little. See what
So
I can
there-
see by peeking.
Yeah. So there's a hallway, and you think you might be able. It's not dark, but it's not super well lit. Looks like there's a room in the distance. You might be able to see some flickering down there. It's faint. It could just be the lighting.
Let's go check it out. We're just in the entry hallway that they like the museum exhibit. We
Yeah.
want to know what's really going on. We got to get out of the exhibit and behind the scenes to where they do stuff.
I want
Yeah,
to
let's
check
do it.
one of the other doors. I want to see if one of the other doors opens up.
That's a good idea too.
If we can get into more than one place.
Also, in the vein of finding Relto pages and that sort of thing, I want to look behind, like on the other side of the imager and, behind the pedestals and see if there's anything hiding back there, like t-shirts or levers or whatever.
The knee dust bunnies.
The knee dust bunnies, okay.
Adorable.
Dust bunnies.
Knee.
Take that for my collection. I'm real live.
This is the problem with Myth fans. We have to check everything like 3
Yeah.
times before we're willing to move on.
It's the cardinal rule of Myth games. Touch everything, read everything is the power on. Yeah, that's.
Absolutely.
And did any of those doors give way to Caro's inspection?
Yeah, actually, all of the doors open. None of them were locked.
Oh no, too many
Any more
possibilities.
flickering light?
Well, they all seem to open into a hallway.
Is it the
Any more
same
flickering
hallway?
lights?
It's not the same hallway, but it's the same type of hallway. So you've got a central room, this central reception room, and then 5 hallways radiating off of it.
Any more flickering lights?
Not that you could notice.
Should we go through the one that was ajar because there might have been someone who passed through there and didn't shut the door behind them properly?
Right? Cough, Laxman, cough.
So
It's
do,
in his name, Lax, right?
So let's number the doors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 is the one that was propped open. That was open a little bit.
Are they numbered?
They're not numbered. We're just doing that arbitrarily so I
That's
know which one
fine.
you're talking about.
That's fine. Let's see what's behind door number 4.
It's brand new.
So you're going to go through the one that was already open?
I think it's a good
Yeah.
idea, right? Like we're trying to
Trying to follow this trail
Trying
while
to-
it's hot.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go through and you get to another smaller room that has a pedestal in the middle with what looks for all the world like a classic Towers of Hanoi puzzle sitting on it. It's got the little ring, the three spikes and the stack of rings and there was a little there's a tray where obviously the ring sat and it's obviously been solved. And there's a door on the other side of the room that's open.
Is that where the light's coming from?
It looks like it, if you look, it looks like it goes down another hallway.
Oh, but this room's where the light was coming from, the flickering light.
Yeah, if you look down the hallway originally, you could see something flickering in the distance. Maybe it was just a reflection on the wall or something. But when you get to the next little room, you go from the main room down this hallway into this other room. There's a pedestal in the middle with this puzzle on it
Mm-hmm.
that's obviously been solved. Somebody's done the thing,
Right.
and then there's a door that's open.
What I'm asking is, are we in the place where the light was flickering from now with the puzzle?
It looks
Or
like,
is
yeah.
it further on?
No, it looks like you can't see any flickering light now, but this is probably where it was based on angles.
Okay.
So we're probably on the right path.
Yep.
Find Victor, but we really don't want to step in whatever Victor stepped into.
Right.
Like we don't want to be like 5 ghostly apparitions flicking around the cavern. Though that could be fun. Let's not do that.
I wonder whether someone had to solve the puzzle to get through this room to open the other door, and then they left it open for us, or whether the puzzle is unrelated to that, whether it's just for entertainment.
Does the puzzle seem to be connected to anything?
It's sitting on the pedestal, and the parts sticking up are attached to the pedestal, so it's all one stone thing.
Sounds like it opened the door. Like if you move it, if you disrupt the puzzle, the door might shut and lock, and you're going to have to figure out how to do that puzzle again in order to get through that door.
Right.
So I say don't touch the puzzle.
I have to agree.
Yeah,
Is
I'm
there
okay
2
with
ways
that.
to
for
solve
now.
a puzzle?
Cautious cone kicker.
So maybe we should continue, but keep in mind that there may be puzzles we need to solve to progress through this mansion.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be missed without them.
So should we just keep going?
Keep going.
Okay.
So you go through the next room, and you go through the hallway, you get to the next room, and it's got that weird perspective thing where one part of the room looks tall and one part looks smaller. And it looks like there's a little tiny door at the other end.
We have one of those at our science museum.
It gets smaller, like it's getting narrow.
It looks like it. If you're standing at this end of the room and you look toward the other end of the room, it looks super tiny and there's a little tiny door.
Guild of Illusionists.
Like you should be looking for a bottle that says "Drink Me" or something.
Yeah.
So we're assuming that it's just a perspective thing and the door is actually big.
Let's figure it out. How? Okay, so reach out, see if the door is actually closed.
The door may not be there that far away. If it's an illusion, it may be literally right there.
Yeah, so just reach out instead of walking forward.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Because we don't want to go kabam. Let's take a step. Whap.
So you could take a tool out of your backpack and put it forward in front of you as you're walking, because you don't know how far away the store really is.
I got tools.
Or we could tie a rope to a wrench and huck it.
That's an idea.
We have our hard hats on already, right? So I think maybe we can just move slowly towards the door.
So you're all putting your hands out and you much closer than it looks. You bonk into the wall, and there's a little like the little light panels on the hood doors, the neighborhood doors. One of you pushes on that, it's fine.
Okay.
And it opens into another hallway.
So far, so good.
We're going to end up coming out of door number 2, aren't we? We saw the outside. It's round.
That's right. So as we're going through doors, are we turning to the right? Are we curving around?
It's kind of hard to tell.
It would
Right.
be,
They
wouldn't
probably
it?
built them to look. Oh man.
They liked mazes.
We probably should have tied a rope to the beginning, huh?
Actually, instead of doing that, one of us me, whoever, I mean, I volunteer to do it if you don't want to, should take one hand, whether it's left or right, does not matter, put it on the wall. Don't take it off the wall. No
I
matter
wonder
if
if we
you
should
curve
also,
around, curve back, wherever you go, keep one hand on the wall. And
can we make some crumbs with the sandwiches that we brought, leave little pieces of bread behind us?
There you go.
you can do that unless there's a squee in the house.
Mm.
The benefit is that it'll come to us.
And then we'll have a
There you
squeeze,
go.
yeah.
There you go. Then we can pass
Whatever.
Win-win.
The dust bunnies are actually sentient and
Yeah.
they're really hungry after all these years. Yeah.
Or if you've ever seen Labyrinth, we put a crumb down and something goes, sweet, sweet, sweet.
Okay, so you're going down the next. You going down the next hallway?
Yeah, we're kind of
okay.
committed by this point.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I'll just sketch where we go. You know, I'll keep a map.
That makes sense.
And sort of, since I have some idea of how far things are, because I have surveying, and I mean, I'll be needing a surveying roll to be able to keep a mostly accurate map.
That's a good idea.
Architecture geek.
How many steps? And yeah.
What's your surveying again?
3.
Okay, let's give it a roll here. So it's a 0 on the roll, but 3, and you know, you're used to this sort of thing. So yeah, you've got a pretty good. You're sketching things out a bit. You know, there's some of the perspectives are a little weird. You know, obviously, you know, they've been futzing. Someone, you know, when they designed the place, has been futzing with perspective.
Yep.
You know, so but you think you have a pretty good, you know, sketch of, you know, how you're moving.
Okay. So
Taking
you
into
get to
account this is the Guild of Illusionists, and they're probably deliberately messing me up. But okay.
so you get to the next room, and there's a big honkin' drop off.
What? Not again.
There's you know, you walk in, you're on a platform, there's a bottom, I mean, it goes way down. You can't even see lake water at the bottom. And on the other side, there's 3 doors.
Huh.
Oh, hey, we could do the Indiana Jones thing.
Yes. Scatter
Picks
crumbs.
up the dust and like scoots and then it like falls over the sides of like the invisible like thing, right? Yeah. Can we do that?
Try it.
Totally. Go for it.
Do I have to roll that somehow?
Just throw some crumbs down. No, you don't have to roll for that.
No, don't
No,
have to
good.
throw in crumbs.
So what happens? Like if we're just like scatter some.
It totally looks like crumbs are floating in midair.
Ooh, nice.
It totally looks
I
like
get
crumbs are
terrible
floating
vertigo,
right
guys.
there.
You're gonna have to drag me across.
So if I put my hand down where there ought to be a floor, but looks like there isn't, there a floor.
Yeah, you can feel something.
Can we just make sure, like, is the entire gap able to support
Right.
the crumbs, or is there only like a narrow path in the middle of it?
Where, like in the descent, where if you walked forward, you just go
Yeah. So you know, scatter crumbs along, and it's about, you know, the crumbs floating in about a, you know, 2.5 foot wide section.
Okay. So
That's pretty narrow. Okay.
the first guy to take a step out should have a rope around his waist in case you go through. We've got you.
Yep, good idea.
Who's going first?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, honestly, terrible vertigo. I'm gonna have to like lay on my back and like scooch myself along.
Not.
Feeling like, no, there's nothing. It's fine. There's something under me. It's gonna be okay.
I love heights.
Okay, so Meva's going first.
I love heights.
Yeah. Can I like put a hand on your shoulder and close my eyes and just follow you?
Yes, you can put your hand on your shoulder.
And then Quaxo can put a hand on my shoulder. We can form a line and just close our
I
eyes.
think that's a great idea. Then we've all got to hold on each other.
Yeah.
First person falls, we've got like a link chain. Like Carol.
Okay, so
got it.
what order are you doing this in? So Meva's going first, and then Cassie,
I can go second. Yeah.
and then who's next?
Caro, did you want to go or?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Quaxo brings
I'll
up
take
the
the
back. So Meva, why don't you go ahead? We're gonna make a notice roll.
Okay.
Roll.
So, and what's your
Oh
notice
my
again?
dice. Oh, wait, she's got a die roller.
We all have Raltos. It's fine.
What's your notice again?
Notice. Oh yeah, notice is 1.
Okay, let's do a roll real quick. Okie doke. As you move forward, you begin to lose your balance because it's not straight. The pathway is not straight.
Oh,
So let's make an athletics roll to see if you keep your footing.
No.
that's fine. Athletics is at a great +4.
There you go. So that's a good one. Oh, hey, you get a +1 on that. So you manage to go, and it kind of ripples back across all the people holding it, like whoa, 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 whoa. But you manage to keep your footing, and you can kind of put your foot down and go, oh wait, this curves a little bit. Oh, that's the edge right in front of me. I better turn to the left a little bit. So, and you kind of slowly make your way across. Quaxo, there's a lot going on. There's, you've got to keep track of things on the floor, and it looks like it's going down forever, and you're holding on to people, and you have this information overload aspect.
I do.
So I'm thinking, I got this little, fate point right here that says that information overload aspect's going to be a problem. So are you willing to accept the point and it be a problem, or are you willing to buy me off and give me one of your fate points?
I think I only have 1 fate point left.
So, I mean, it's the question at hand.
But we really don't want to fall off a cliff. Do we? No. Maybe it's not actually deep. Maybe it'll be fine.
Maybe like in Kadish to Lisa, they're actually not real doors and we're not meant to go over there.
I mean, I guess the good news is that we've registered our key devices. So if we need to link away and come back, we have a shortcut.
True.
So what's your decision?
I think, I'm just going to take it. I think I need that fate point for later, probably.
Okay, doke.
Yeah, okay. Drama.
Fate point to you. Okay, doke. So yeah, there's so much going on, and you just, you start wavering and so
I can see myself collapsing on the path, but do I actually fall off?
You're starting to fall backwards, and now of course your hand's on Caro.
Thank you.
So Caro,
glad. It could have been worse. I could have been in the middle, and then it could have been two of us.
what's your athletics, Caro?
My athletics is a 1.
Okay, let's give you a roll. See how you do. Oh, -1 on the athletics, and you're getting yanked over, and you're starting to pull over now a bit now too. But your hand is on Cassie.
I have +2 athletics, so I can make the skill check, I guess, as well.
Uh-huh.
About this.
Oh no.
It's rolls a 0, but so yeah, you're still unstable. Now, we're gonna do one more roll, which is, since your hand is on Meva. So Meva, athletics.
Athletics, great, +4.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
So you get a +1, which gives you a total of 5 minus difficulty. Yeah, you're like, okay, I can, you can hold your ground.
You can hold up all 3 of us.
Like the mom with the seatbelt, rush out and push out the hand.
So we'll backwards now. Now back to Cassie. You can. Do you have any aspects or anything that you can think that might be able to help you here?
Me?
You may not, but
I don't think I have an aspect that could help. Mine are all like knowledge, kind of related to knowledge, not
Fair
so
enough.
much athletics.
See, how about Caro? Do you got anything?
Oh, my athletics is really low. Survival is 3.
I was thinking more about your aspects. Like, is there any, either your high concept or any of your journey, either of your journey aspects, you think that might be helpful in this situation?
Man.
She thinks she's Denny, so therefore that lousy human like me is like disposable and you like break free.
I'm actually one aspect would be that because of my age, and I think I'm an older player in this from just the paper, description. So I'm thinking that I can keep my head cool because experience, age plays in it. So I'm thinking that everybody calm down and we should back up.
So you got, if I remember correctly, you never filled in your second journey aspect on your character sheet. So if you want to define it as, level-headed or something like that, that might be useful right now. Since
level-headed, that's a good way to describe it. I think as level-headed,
good move,
and it just trying to get everybody to calm down, not freak out, because evidently there's no sides to this. So I'm thinking in my head, we need to, like, the last person in the line needs to back up. We need to
Well, I mean, the person behind you is Quaxo, who's going, whoa. But if you spend a fate point, I'll let you invoke that new level-headed one so that you do not fall down.
Okay.
So you want to spend a fate point in that?
Sure.
Okie doke. So, everybody's wobbling, and Meva manages to kind of stabilize things, and Cassie's like, whoa, and Caro kind of goes, is holding on to Cassie, relaxes a bit, and kind of goes, okay, I got this. We're gonna take care of this. And Quaxo loses a grip and flies and falls over.
I've always wanted to do that long scream thing, like the big.
Yeah. Boing, boing, and then she bounces up and bounces down and boing, and boing, 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 boing.
Well, that's surprisingly humane.
Yeah, Quaxo, you are flat on your back on what feels like a trampoline, about 5 feet down from everybody else who's standing up there.
That was anticlimactic. Me light flashed before my eyes.
I don't mind. I'm not complaining. I'm kind of
thanks. I'm glad I'm not dead.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Are we being lulled into a I don't know.
So she's laying there. You guys are looking over the edge at what looks like, to you, it looks like she's kind of laying in midair in this.
Probably still flailing and freaking out.
and except for the fact that she bounced a couple times.
Bounces.
Okay, well, oh no.
Do you want a hand, Quaxo, or can you bounce yourself back up here?
I'll just bounce over to the doors.
What do you
maybe.
see down?
Wait, yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I should see if there's a door down here, or something.
What do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see? Okay, let's do a notice roll.
My notice is 2.
Okay.
Okay, +1. So, that's a pretty good roll.
Yeah. It looks like there might be something over in the distance.
Like,
you might need a light source down there.
Huck me a marble. Not too hard.
You drop a fire marble down, it bounces a few times.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and so I'm gonna go check that out then. Like, hold up, guys. Hold up.
You hold up the fire marble. There's an archway and an opening. Underneath
so do you guys want to bounce down to me, or do you want me to just go and do a quick scope out and then come back and tell you what I found?
Don't go anywhere alone. Why don't we come down?
Okay.
Okay.
The question is, are you climbing down or are you jumping down?
Climbing down how?
Super cool.
Is there a stairway?
All you see is a big old drop.
Okay.
With Quaxo standing in the middle of it looks like she's floating in midair.
This looks like too much fun. So, but rather than hurt my sprained ankle, I will just sort of, and I am athletic, so I will sort of tuck up so that I land on my bottom.
You hop down, you bounce on your butt a few times, doing, it even sounds like doing.
Yeah. Okay, so what?
Forget Victor. We're just gonna stay and play on the trampoline.
I'm assuming it's because I'm down here. We're down here. We're past the illusion, and we can see what the reality is.
Yeah, if you look up, you can see them standing. It looks like the ceiling of a cavern. There's a roof up there. You can see them standing on a platform. From this angle, you can see that there's something that stretches at kind of an angle with a couple of little jogs across the chasm. What looks like the chasm.
So
on the other side, all the mystery's gone.
Yeah.
But what?
There's you can still see the 3 doors.
So in the future, if we want to get across, it could be helpful to have one person go down and look up from below, maybe, and give some guidance.
Well, there's still 2 of you up there. Maybe you should tie a rope around the platform so we can just shinny back up if we need to.
That's a smart idea.
There you go.
You can always like tuck some knots in that, and then we can get out. If we were wrong about going down through the archway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Okay.
Sure, I'll do that.
Cool. Good. Good idea. Just in case. Because it's both sneaky. Like, not only is the way across, like, to the doors kind of sneaky, the fact that there's not, that there's a false bottom is also sneaky. So those 3 doors could still be important. Yeah.
Sounds good. So you guys got the rope wrapped around the platform that goes across. So you got a good tie there. And let's see, was it Miva? You went down?
Yeah. Miva and Quaxo are down on the trampoline.
Cassie and Kara up. What you guys doing?
We're gonna check out that hallway, right?
Yeah, and I'm okay with coming down and joining you for that as well.
Kara, are you gonna come too?
Definitely.
Okay, awesome. We're all going.
So you guys are doing this.
So you're all down on the trampoline. You walk across, and it's like walking on a trampoline. You gotta kind of, it's a little wobbly, doing. It's entirely, too hard to resist. Giving it a couple really good bounces. You don't get to trampoline often enough when you're adults, and so this is a little, check me out. I'm in a secret hidden building into knee playing on a trampoline.
Don't need to be so fun.
Yeah. You're taking key shots of each other. Check this out. This is
not dead.
Fell down a chasm. I'm not dead. Didn't even have to use my Relto book. Yeah.
At least one picture with all of our legs up in the air and all that.
Yeah. There's all sorts of silly pictures happening. So you get to the other end of the trampoline. There is an archway. It doesn't look like a formal door. There's an archway, and it leads into a hallway that's a little bit darker. It's not as well lit. It's not as formal looking. It's as the other hallways have been. And as you get closer down in the darkness, you see that blue flicker again.
Hey, right track.
Nice.
We're gonna keep going, right?
Okay.
Yeah, keep going. We've got some fire marbles and flashlights, so I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
So you go through, and this passage feels like it winds. It's not a straight hallway. It kind of wends, and it maybe feels like it goes up a little bit and then down a little bit. And it's definitely,
I'll mark that in my map.
Yeah. It's definitely a little more, intense than, and it's dark. It's a little bit darker. So,
Hard hat fire marbles.
Yeah, you're pulling out the fire marbles, and it starts getting a little crowded, and you come to a gate.
Gate.
And you come to the gate, and and there's one of those little imager things next to the gate.
I push the button.
Somebody appears standing right in front of the gate. It looks like a hologram of a Denis. And they speak in Denis at you. They say something in Denis at you. And
Anybody have Denis language?
Yeah, not me.
I do.
okay, so make a roll for me. Using what skill would you use to know Denis language?
Usually research, because it's
Research,
something
yeah.
you would have to have learned.
And correct me if I'm wrong, don't you have the skill that you have the resource that you have a lexicon with you, or was that a different character?
Caro does.
Caro does.
Caro must.
Yeah, Caro, you have the Denis dictionary with you. So Vee, how would she use that resource in this situation?
This case, this gives her a chance to do a research roll for this, since she has a reason to be able to translate. So, what's your research, Caro?
3.
3?
Yes.
Okie doke. We roll. You rolled a +4.
Hey.
So that is pretty much you listen to it, you flip some things like you got it down right. You could even pick up some inflections and details, that sort of thing.
So the video, the image went away. It played for a bit and then it went away while you were looking stuff up. So you reach out, you push the button again. This Denis person appears in front of you and says, "Who are you and why are you here?"
Oh.
Are you? What do you want? Wrong fandom.
I'm beginning to
no,
wonder
that's
whether
pretty-
this is a recording. Why would you record something like that?
Maybe it's not a recording. It's just an illusion of a recording. They want to know, or the reason is the code. You have to give the right reason for it to let you in, or out, or through.
We have received no clues on what did they say the first time? Like Caro was able to interpret, right?
Yeah, that's what they said the first
That's
time.
what they said the first time.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
repeat. Who are you
just
and
repeat it.
why are you
Same
here?
message. Who are you and why are you here?
Since you said that Caro could pick up on even the inflection of it, I'm curious, was it inflected in a way that makes it sound like state your name and purpose, or was it inflected in more of a this was a live recording of someone being surprised by a visitor?
It sounded mysterious, like a challenge, like a question. Who are you and why are you here?
What is your quest?
So we have to think about we have to think carefully about the answer. We could say, I'm here to explore.
Came seeking knowledge.
No.
We could just lie. We're illusionists and we wanted to share our tricks.
Yeah. What would be the reason that we would come to the building of illusionists? What would be the purpose of that?
Especially when we know it's also the home of the secret police later on. Is
Yeah,
this
what if
the illusionist part, or is this the secret police bit?
what if we said we had an inside scoop to report to the secret police?
Yeah.
We know who the mole is. That's reading on the wiki.
Make up something plausible. I don't know. I'm not the person to do that, because being new explorer, I would have no idea on how to broach anything.
So what exactly you guys gonna do, and who's if you're gonna say something, who's gonna say it? Though it's just Caro, since Caro has Denis. She's got the Denis dictionary right there, and she's on it. So
Smart one.
Right, because you'd have to reply in the correct language, of course.
Open
You
sesame.
have to reply in Denis.
Yeah.
Open Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Open septuagenarian.
Well, let's see. I think you have to say something like, "We are explorers, and we want," and you got to fill in the blank.
Ice cream.
Got to fill in the blank.
Although I wonder, is it like an actual person who's listening to us, or is it just a password that we need? Like, this seems like an old system. There probably aren't any like Denny people around listening to it right now. So
You could say
answer from a historical perspective.
Okay, now
So-
here's a quick feature for another feature from Unwritten, is that there are ways that if you want to, that you can use your skills to get hints to ask ask for deeper questions and possibly even just get an outright hint. Is that something you want to explore now, or is that do you want to keep doing it from from a player perspective?
can I just ask, you said there's a gate ahead of us?
Yeah, you're standing in front of a gate.
And no markings on the gate.
There's no markings on the gate. It's just a
Can you
gate.
see what's
Okay.
beyond the gate?
No, it's dark.
I think I would want to say, "We are explorers and we need your help." Because if you say you need your help, it would hit both areas. It could apply to the illusionists and it could apply to the secret police.
Right, and remember, these people thought very highly of themselves. So you have to do something that isn't going to make them feel insulted.
Yeah. So
they would
you
make the trigger something would not make them feel insulted.
Right.
you
So
say that, and nothing really happens. The recording flickers, and says again, "Who are you and why are you here?"
Hmm.
So
Say back, well, who are you and why are you here?
There you go.
I don't know.
Speak friend and enter.
So while you're standing here, that blue light flickers again, right in front of the gate, or just on the other side of the gate,
These are keys.
and you hear some word that starts with roll. I mean, it's garbled, but roll.
Oh, like the Relima, I guess, like we're the secret police. Do we just have to say that we are part of the secret police? Pretend that we are the Relima?
Yeah, it's a lock, not a lie detector. Say what you need to say.
So you say that out loud.
Yeah, do it.
Sure.
Yeah, gate clicks open.
Nicely
Okay.
done. You're like anthropology.
Yeah, thanks also
The
to our
gate
helpful
clicks
person.
open, and a line of lights on the floor
Wow.
Ooh.
into the depths, and the little blue light is flickering in the distance.
I guess we walk down the path, hey?
What do the walls look like?
Stone. It's carved stone. I mean, but it's not. It feels like you're in a cavern tunnel, not a building.
Is the smell different? Like, are we underwater? I mean, are we under the place where, are we crossing under the gap between these two islands?
Give me a survey. We can do a surveying roll to see if you can. You can do a surveying roll to see tell that.
Yes, please.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, given the fact that you have you got a 2, it's a 0 on the roll, but you're surveying. You've been actively surveying this whole time,
Yep.
and you got your 3 on your skill. Yeah, you're definitely going down.
Is this leading to the little island with the wall?
That's my guess.
That's my feeling on it.
Oh, I guess we'll find out once we get there. Like, gotta catch up with the image, right? It's clearly beckoning us along.
Mhm.
So far, we've done almost nothing that convinces me we won't end up equally trapped wherever we go. Like, so far, it seems like we're just doing everything exactly the same way. But hopefully, I don't know, the breadcrumbs and rope and sketching will help us.
Yeah. I'm
So-
hoping you'd at least warn us, you know.
Yeah.
But not that far. Oh.
You get to a chamber, and there's a line of levers across the floor,
Of course there are.
and 3 huge stone pillars.
Is it the Towers of Hanoi
That's
again?
Kiddish.
It looks an awful lot like the Kadish pillars.
Oh, I'm the
Hmm.
last
Hey then.
to help on
Are
this
there
one,
little
guys.
rungs going up the pillars?
There are totally ladders going up the pillars. It looks almost exactly like the Kadish pillars.
I had a feeling we were going into the guild hall or into the mansion of the Guild of Illusionists. I went, I smell Kadish. And it was my favorite.
I had the worst time.
I did too. I had a terrible time with it, but it was just the architecture and
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful. The
I
trees
like all the
and everything. Yeah, I loved it. I loved Kadish, and though
But yeah,
you know,
pages of algorithms. It was sad.
yes.
So there's 3 pillars you can see. There's 4 big old levers on the ground.
Okay.
So what's the extra lever for then?
Turn them.
Hmm.
Well, let's try it and figure it out.
You're gonna futz with
You had
the
to do
lever.
in Kadish. You can't do
I
anything.
mean, there's 4 of you.
Try
You can
something.
take a lever and see what happens.
There's 4 of us. Yeah.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay.
But we shouldn't all pull them at once because then that would be really confusing and it'd be like, well, what did my lever do? I don't know.
Yeah, that's not good scientific method.
That was cool. All again.
We have to like pull one, see what happens. Pull
So
another, see if that changes something. You know.
I mean, all the other puzzles were like pre-solved. How come this puzzle isn't pre-solved?
Ooh. Maybe it resets itself like Kadish does.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. It's just because all the other ones were kind of like left open, so it's just.
Well, because okay, it's been a while, but let me remember correctly. Isn't there a part that when you go up that center ring, finally, okay, don't the columns reset themselves?
I don't remember.
Well, also we've kind of gone from the like Guild of Illusionists area into the secret underground police area. So I think there's probably tighter security.
Well, yeah, so we're gonna have a cross between Kadish and Greece in here.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's pull some levers.
Okay.
So you pull the first lever, the first pillar goes tong, 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 tong. Goes up 1. You pull the second lever, same thing. Second pillar, third pillar, you get to the 4th pillar, the 4th lever, you pulled up, a 4th pillar pops up out of the ground. So there's 4 pillars now.
4 pillars.
And they've each got ladders going up to the top. And as of right now, they're sort of staggered.
So where do the ladders go? Like, we have to climb one of them, probably. But which one do we need to climb? Which one do we focus on?
You're fine. Yeah, I totally understand.
I don't.
And there's obviously, there's, you can't see because it's dark,
Right,
dark
dark.
up there. But maybe you should go up and see what you can see.
Yeah, because
from up there.
we could just climb the tallest one and then see which one we're supposed to go up.
Sure.
Okay, so you get up there and you've got your fire marbles, and what you can see is that there are 4 doors at different heights.
At different heights? Different heights.
There's 4 doors at different heights.
They correspond to the columns?
a little bit.
And are any of the columns aligned with the doors right now?
The first one is lined up with the door there.
Okay.
So if
there's
you
one-
climb up, you get to that door. There's a key terminal there.
Oh.
Bye. Have fun.
Should we all go up and use the key terminal?
Sure.
Well, at least we can get back here.
We'll have it registered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you stick your keys in, the door opens.
Okay.
Lights go chung 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 chung
Man, do we just go in?
into the darkness.
Why don't we open all the doors first? See what's behind them before we go through any of them.
Is this the only one with the key terminal?
No, you can see key terminals at all of them.
What happens if we get the pillars so that they're aligned to the doors and we all put in our keys at once into the key terminal per door, like we do it all at once?
Big explosion.
And each go in through our own door?
Yes. Everybody take a door. Everybody put a key in all at once.
Good.
The count of
Because remember,
That leaves us
everything
very
that
vulnerable
happened
if
with
we all-
the keys has not happened for the best when we're all doing it at the same time.
Oh dear. Do we split up? Is this where we split up?
I don't think we should.
Besides,
split
like, why is it
forward.
now 4? Everything was 5 before. Now it's 4? What? Like, what's with the even numbers? It's weird.
There were a bunch of
Well,
cutbacks,
we
didn't
said there
there?
were 4 columns.
Yeah.
Not everything's 5.
The budget didn't have the budget to build another hole for another set of columns.
Well, the Denis number system is base 5, but Gen is the one who worshipped 5. So these guys are, yeah, they're acknowledging 5, but they're not hanging everything they are on it.
On 5. Gotcha.
So yeah, try the key thing.
Should we all go through separate doors? Is that what we're going to try to do?
Let's
I
look
want to
behind
follow
them
someone.
before we move.
Okay. So we'll just
Describe
open.
it to each other.
Each person takes a door, and so we're gonna have to pull levers, solve the puzzle to get, so we can
The
all
columns at their correct
get
height.
to our respective doors.
Okay, so well, let's everybody who's got research.
I do.
I do.
Plus 2.
Oh, research is my strongest skill.
Okay,
Don't
so
let's
each
do that.
of you that has research. Let's do a roll.
Okay.
So let's start with Cassie.
Okay.
Okay. A +2, and your research was
+4.
+4.
Okay.
Okay, so you get your pillar lined up, no problem. You move things back and forth, and it gets there. You have to go over and hit the reset button a couple times, and there are swear words because this is a Denis puzzle, and they do not understand the concept of user friendly. But you get your pillar up there without too much trouble.
Okay, I'll climb up it and register my key.
Okay, if you register your key, the door pops open.
Cool.
Kara.
Is it also like a hallway with lights?
Yeah, it's lights. Yeah, there's running lights across the floor. Carol, let's do a research roll for you.
-3.
Okay. V, hit the magic button.
No.
a 0 total.
zero.
So that's a 3, you said?
I have a 3.
Yep, so it's a 3.
Okay. It takes you a little bit longer. It's kind of frustrating. Yeah. But you get your pillar lined up to your door.
She's short.
I'm short, so I got some leeway there. So,
You probably go underneath the door.
so I put my key in. The door opens.
Yeah. The door opens. You noticed when you put your key in that it glowed kind of orange when you put your key in.
Huh.
So instead, you know how you put your key in and the light glows green normally?
Right.
yours glued. Yours lit up a little bit orange.
Okay.
Quaxo, give me what's your research?
2.
Okay.
+1 roll.
Yeah.
So a 3.
Your pillar kind of gets stuck part way, and you have to kind of hit the reset. This is old. I mean, it's been sitting here for a while. But you finally get it up to you finally get it up to the door.
Okay. I'll stick my key in, of course.
Yeah. Door opens, running lights.
Okay.
Off into the darkness.
Okay.
Meva.
Color.
I don't have research, but I have will. I will just fiddle with it till it works.
Okay.
Brute force it.
What's your will?
Wait, wasn't one of the pillars already set?
Yeah. We did go up to one of them.
Yeah.
I think we've done 3 now. We've solved all
That's
of
right.
them.
So all of it, all 4 doors are now open. The light on the key terminal at Caro's door is orange rather than green.
I wonder if that means someone's already went through that door. Like there's already an occupant or something.
Or maybe it's the door we're supposed to go through.
Or it's not registering her key properly. Why don't one of the other of us try their key in that terminal and see if it does the same thing?
Yeah.
I'll try it.
Okay, so you climb down from yours. Once you step off of the pillar, your door closes. Once you step off the top platform of your pillar, your door closes.
Okay.
So you go down, you go up to where Caro is, you stick your key in, it goes, makes the little key noise, and it's still glowing sort of orange.
Huh.
So there's something special about this door.
What does orange usually mean? In this, I'm coming from color blindness because I don't know what happens when it doesn't glow. I've never had that because it's like if it isn't going to work, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, that's you guys' experience. If a key's not going to work in a key terminal, it just doesn't work. You've never seen a different color. Usually you put it in and it glows.
Seen this orange.
Yeah.
So orange is the color of the cavern lights, so maybe it's a good thing.
Maybe.
I mean,
green only means go because of our traffic lights system, right? Like that's, I think, the only reason why we think green is a positive color and red's a bad color. There's no reason for the Denis to think that green is awesome and orange is bad. So maybe because orange is home, cavern, orange is good?
Maybe. All right. Well, do the running lights in the hallway look any different?
No.
Do we all go through the orange one then?
I'm in support of that.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
So you step through the orange door. You get a few steps in. You've all gotten a few steps in. The door goes poochong behind you.
I hate when doors do that.
Of course it is.
I probably jumped.
Oh my god. You're now in a tunnel. There are running lights heading off into the darkness.
Wait, so the last time this happened to us, we did see that there was a key terminal behind us that we could use to get out. Is there one this time?
No.
No.
You turn around and there's no key terminal. And as far as you can tell, there's no door there. It looks like a blank wall.
Yay? Because I told you not to, but now I want to.
We probably should have waited to see if the apparition showed up at the other end of the hall. Stood at our doors and waited for something to flicker. That probably would have been a good idea. But we're stuck here now. So we
Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah. We shouldn't have be like, shut up.
So what are you
Still have
doing?
our Ralphos.
Well, the only way to go is forward.
Yep. And there's no key terminal on this side, is there?
No.
We're sunk.
So you go through the door. It's you go through the hallway and it kind of why it wins again. It's a nicely carved. You start out with it feeling just like the carved into the rock, and then it starts becoming a really normal looking Denis posh hallway. And you come to a door with the little lit up button on it.
Okay, if we push it, does it go? Girls.
You're gonna open the door.
I think we've got to open the
What else do we do?
You open the door.
Look around.
And you open the door and you step out onto the far side of the trampoline cavern.
I was to say, I don't step anywhere till I look first.
You look and you see the trampoline cavern. And
so
you
we
see
came out
that
one of the 3 doors?
Yep.
Oh, so this is how we get to the 3 doors, then one of the other 3 doors takes us somewhere else.
Well, I feel like also if we had just successfully walked across the bridge, we would have gotten here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels to me like we missed something. Like we were going into the secret police headquarters, and now we're back in the boring visitors magic tricks hallway.
Should we go back to the
we can
and pick a different door?
Yeah, we have to go down to the trampoline to do that though, because the door behind us is locked.
Right. Oh,
so bounce down, go back.
Okay. So you get back into the pillar room, and they've all reset.
Ugh.
But we've done it once.
We did it again. That means we can do it again.
Let's just solve one of the ones that we haven't gone through yet.
Yeah.
Okay. You go through, you get up to the top of that one. That one turns orange too. It's a different one than the last one, but this one turns orange too.
So the orange door should not be the one that we take. Right?
Right. Yeah, but a different one turned orange.
So it's going to lead to one of the other 3.
You're only going to get one at a time.
Oh, we're only going to get one at a time, so we have a 50-50 chance of the other 2 green ones being actually an orange one.
Right.
But that's okay. It's better than doing it twice more.
We can just go back around. This is such a missed thing.
Yeah, you go through this. You go through this door. It goes chunk behind you. You go through, and you come out one of the doors at the trampoline cavern.
Boing.
Oh, I have an idea. I should go through the last door, and then when you guys get to the Kadish puzzle, I'll pop out. Oh, except I can't come out the door.
Nope.
That would be convenient. Then you'd know which one to go through, right?
Right.
But if I can't get back out, then that's not going to help. Never mind. Guess we got to all go bouncing.
They all changed too. Yeah.
I mean, can we just try going through one of them while it's green, since like there's usually only one that's orange? Like, are they all orange now, or?
No.
What?
No.
What happened? Okay, go through this orange door, and then when we come back to the column room, there'll only be 2 that we haven't tried.
Mm-hmm.
Chunk one, and if it's orange, we go through the green one.
Yeah.
Process of elimination.
That's what I'm thinking. We have a 50-50 chance now of getting the green door.
Okay, so you get back there, you reset the ones, you go through the green one, and it's a dead end.
What? Illusionists. Is it really a dead end?
Yeah, no, it totally feels like a dead end.
Now we're stuck because the door shut behind us, and there's no door in front of us.
Did it also shut behind us like the orange ones have?
No, actually it didn't.
What?
Not. Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Go back out and look at the ceiling. See if there's the ring thing.
Yeah. You don't really say, but so this might be a really good time to use the experiment skill to start seeing what's going on here. Vee, how would you apply this?
if you have an experiment skill, which is, it's sort of the logic skill of Unwritten, you can go ahead and use that to sort of, to kind of model going through the, pull lever 1, pull lever 2, that sort of thing. And if you succeed, you'll be able to ask a couple of questions. This is what's called discover action. So who would like to use experiment on and head back to the pillars and use experiment to make a conclusion?
Who has that?
I have only a +1 to experiment myself.
I don't have experiment.
I don't have it either.
Okay, better than nothing.
I have a 2.
Okay. So it's up to us, Carol.
This is me.
All right.
Help me with the questions, group.
Okay, here's a roll.
See if we can come up with the question.
Okay. It's you made a tie on this one. So if somebody has some aspects that might help in trying to figure something out, this would be the time to spend a fate point.
Intrusion?
I don't know. I don't think my boundless enthusiasm will necessarily.
I have an intrusion skill.
Well, does anybody have an aspect that involves, figuring things out or?
I mean, kind of. I'm a seeker of knowledge. I don't think it's so much like puzzle solving as it is like learning about people and cultures, but seeker of knowledge could apply, I guess. I mean, I want to get to where we're going.
I'd be willing to go with it. If you're willing to spend a fate point.
I still have 2 left and we're pretty far into the game, so sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good thinking.
Okay. So you're gonna spend a fate point and you want to pass that invoke to Caro?
Yeah.
Her. Okay. So that gives you a +2. So that actually gives you a chance to ask 2 questions about how the puzzle works.
Okay. I have 1 question. I'll do 1.
And you all can work together on that. It's not just one person has to do it. Caro makes the final decisions, but talk amongst yourselves.
What you got, Carol?
Well, I'm thinking that the question that I would like to ask is, do we each have to take 1 door and go in at the same time?
I'm also just curious.
We all take a door and then put our key in and at the same time go in.
I don't
I'm
know.
also just curious what happens like if even just one person goes through and closes the door, like what do we see from the outside and how does that affect like the lights on the other doors?
That's a good question.
Are the doors even important?
Hmm.
Is there another door?
The doors
The
definitely
pillars
are
sink
important. Yeah.
Well, like I said, is there anything in the ceiling, like in the Kadish puzzle? Is there something in the ceiling?
I thought she
Yeah.
said no.
Oh no, okay.
And we've gone through all 4 doors, right? We've gone
Yeah.
through,
We didn't go through the last.
we didn't do the last one.
The last one because it was green. The one, the third one we did, our key stayed green, so we went through it. And it was a
So what
dead
was
end.
your you still haven't answered your questions. So you've got 2 questions because you succeeded by 2. So what's your questions about how this puzzle works?
I like the question about if one person goes through a door, the rest of us are in the room, what do we see?
I mean that's easy. You can see someone go through the door. It doesn't like change anything at all.
You see lights change, I think it's.
Yeah, this is your chance to ask questions besides just what you see. Like tell me how X works, or tell me what would happen if I did Y, sort of thing.
But guys, did we go through the last orange door, or did we just assume that it goes to the trampoline room?
We assumed. I don't think we went through the last door.
I think we can't assume. I think we can't assume. Before we ask our second question, let's go try that.
Well, we've already got this question thing on the go.
I think we've only actually succeeded at going through 2 doors, and then the 3rd door was kind of green and was closed at the end of the hallway, and we didn't try the 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that's how I remember.
Right.
So can we try that?
you're
Can we
muted
try
here.
that? other door before asking the question?
Sure.
Allowed to do that?
Don't waste it.
You're on
Ellery.
mute. You're on mute, Ellery.
Oh,
So yeah, you go through the other one that had turned, that turned orange, and it does the same thing. You end up back in trampoline room.
okay. So I'm thinking back to the Kadish puzzle, and part of the thing about Kadish was, and illusionists in general, is they want you to be looking over here when something's going on over there. So just like in the Kadish puzzle where, you kept going through this door and going back downstairs and nothing was working until you figured out how to get the thing to come down from the ceiling. So maybe, I don't want to use up the question until you guys decide, that this is what we want to do. But maybe what we need to ask is there, are we essentially barking up the wrong tree?
Like maybe we shouldn't be staring at these pillars when we're pulling the levers. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Well, let me give you a rundown of what it is. Let's talk about what it is right now. As characters, as players, what you know is that when the light on one of the doors is orange, it leads to the trampoline room. When the light on one of the doors is green, it looks like it comes to a dead end. So what questions and when you're asking these questions, you can ask them from a mechanic standpoint. You're asking me and Vee as the GM, how does this work? Or you're basically saying, give me a detail, give me something I need to know to go to take the next step, to do the next thing. So what piece of information would help you guys right now to take the next steps to getting past this room?
What would happen if I put my key into the thing at the door that's green?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Riven, you had to push the button twice to get the rotating door to open up finally. So do we have to move? Are we moving doors? Are we rotating?
Because we started off with 3 green lights and 1 orange one, and then we ended up with like 2 orange lights and a green one. 3 orange lights and a green one. So how did that happen?
Yeah, can we tell what is affecting which doors or which color?
Actually, what you see is when one door is lit up orange, the other ones are all green. So that orange light has changed.
So is it moving? Are we moving? We're not.
It doesn't feel like you're moving with the way you've been doing things.
We never actually put our keys in these doors at the same time. We did them one at a time.
Honestly, would they always, I don't know if secret police would move in force? Victor Laxman didn't go with 3 other people.
Oh, that's true.
Can we tell what determines which one is orange?
It seems to be kind of random.
Okay. I just had one other thought that we haven't tried, which is having someone go around from the other side. Like if you get to a dead end from below, does that mean that if we go back around above to the trampoline room, that it's actually a passage to somewhere else? Like with that ribbon rotating room puzzle, where sometimes if it's a dead end from one side, that actually means that if you go back around from the other side, there's somewhere you can go. But that's something we could try.
Can we go back and actually, since we've now seen the bridge across the trampoline room, can we go across it and actually go to that side of those doors to investigate them?
I mean, you can definitely do it. Yeah.
Yeah, let's try that.
So let's do. How do we want to do this mechanically? So you go back. You go back around. You go back to the trampoline room, and you go across you inchworm across the bridge, and you get to those 3 doors, And once you get onto that side of the bridge, all three of them open.
Huh.
And you've got the chunk 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 running lights into the distance.
But I'm assuming that they have dead ends at the end.
When
If
you
we were-
get to the end, they actually seem to converge into one path, which is weird because it didn't seem like it was different paths coming out. But when you're going this way, it converges down into one path and you come out the door that's currently orange.
So we're back in the.
So we're at the door that's currently orange. So if we could like hop, skip over to a green one, maybe we can get somewhere.
Or it'll be another door.
So I do. Let's see. Who's got surveying? Who's got surveying? Okay, everybody, give me a surveying roll.
Okie doke. Who wants to go first?
Can I also just make one other observation?
Mhm.
It sounds like there are 3 doors from the trampoline room, but there are 4 doors from underneath.
Mhm.
So I'm wondering if at any given moment, 3 of the doors, I'm not sure how that corresponds to one being orange and the other being green, but I wonder if there's some way that we could take advantage of the 4th door going to a different place that's not the trampoline room. But just throwing that out there. But we can do the survey check.
Yeah, give me a survey roll.
Okay. Kara, what's your surveying, if you have it?
My survey is 2.
Okay, you got a +2 on the roll. So, yeah, I give you that's a 2, ultimately a 2 on your success. Quaxo, what's your surveying?
Oh, I do not have.
Oh,
Yeah,
you want
what's
to
your
try anyway?
notice?
What's your notice?
My notice is 2.
Let's
Go
try
ahead
that
and
one.
use notice.
No, Cassie has a survey. And
Yeah.
so do I.
Unfortunately, you got a -2. That's a terrible.
Yeah.
So-
So. Yeah. Okay.
Cassie, what's your surveying or notice, whichever is supposed?
Surveying is +2.
And so you got a tie on that one. And Meva, what's your surveying?
+3. Good.
Okay, so Caro and Meva both got a +2 on their rolls there, so they're successful. Cassie got a tie, so she's got just a little hint.
Okay, so you guys have been poking and prodding and banging your head against this, and Carol has gone into one of the doorways that's green, and the key door doesn't shut behind her, and she's poking, and what she sees at the very end of that is that it dead ends, but there's a little bit of a seam, and it's rough. There's grindy marks. It looks an awful lot like what the grind looks like in Garrison when there's the inner rotating chamber and there's so there's something that moves.
Yeah, is it really a dead end?
There's something that moves. And Cassie, you notice that when you step into the tunnel that's currently orange, there's the same sort of seams on the sides of the door, on the sides of the hallway. So there's openings.
Wait, on the sides of the hallway, like
on the
along.
sides of the hallway. Yeah, there's
So not just at the end where the doorway is, but
No.
along the sides. Oh.
And so you're like, wait, I found something. Wait, I found something. You run out and you start comparing notes, and you realize that the way these doorways and these pathways are all angled up, that they all would connect under the right circumstances. And you're trying to figure out the physics of it, and it's like, wait, why would you, they're all here.
And I don't think we want to leave anyone inside and then like pull a lever. Right?
Maybe that's exactly what we need to do.
But what if we get squished?
So,
Maybe get squished. And then how do we, well, I guess we can use our keys to say, yep, that was it.
well, and here, you still have a question. You can flat out ask me a question.
Will any of us get squished, kind of a thing? Like, wait,
No,
not
no.
official question. Carol gets to ask the questions, but
Oh, I do.
yeah.
But you guys
So-
can talk about, so you have, you can get an explicit answer from me about how this works, if you want.
Feels like giving up.
Or
But
you
if we
can,
can't
or
see
you
how
can,
things
you
are
can say,
changing.
give me a big honking hint. You can, I know some questions that I would ask, but
I think so. Can we talk among ourselves before I get a question?
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely.
So
So is there, when we go in and we see these are partially open, they're rough, do we want to do like a survey where we search for levers or something that would open these doors? Because it's not rotating, right? We're not moving.
I don't know. I think it is rotating. Because you said it sounded like Garrison, and Garrison's one big.
Okay.
I was so terrified
sounds
of
like
Garrison. I was so sure I was going to get crushed to
At
death.
least like it could rotate.
It looks like, so I'll clarify this for you. It looks like there could be movement.
Mhm.
Doesn't necessarily have to be rotating, but it looks like there is some, under the right
So
circumstances,
maybe
there
they're
is
just
some
going
sort of
like
movement.
this, because you noticed on the sides of yours that there was movement on the sides of the tunnel. So maybe they're just like angled down to the trampoline room, angle up to the right place. Like maybe they're doing that.
I do like your idea, Quaxo, of maybe experimenting with those levers that raise the pillars up and down while someone is inside, if we knew that it was safe.
Yeah.
Because those levers could serve other purposes, I guess, and we haven't found any other controls.
You can't tell when the doors are shut.
Right.
You can't tell what's going on. All you can see is the pillar side of it.
Right. So somebody needs to be.
I think some sucker needs to stay inside while everyone's like,
I'm curious.
You're curious? You'll do it?
I'll do it.
But I feel like we do still have that question we can ask. Like, should we ask whether that's a fruitful path to go down? Should we ask like whether there are any dangers that we need to be aware of? Or
I think that would be worthwhile. We don't want anyone to get crushed to death.
Right. But does that have to do with the inner works of how to get past these doors? So, I mean, I think one question we need to ask is there a special way to work these levers to get to the right door? I mean, it's obvious that it's the levers that open.
Was that the question that you want to go with?
Don't make it a yes or no question.
Don't make it a yes or no.
Don't make it a yes or no question.
depends on how much info we want, I guess.
What's going on behind closed doors?
So what's going, that's a really good question.
Okay, can we go with that?
What
good
is
with that.
going on behind the doors? What is going on behind the closed doors?
Yeah. Yay.
If one person was standing in each hallway after the doors would close, the hallways would converge.
So we each have to take a hallway. I was
And then
right.
the last one would be the one we need to be in.
Then how did Laxman do it? Because if you have to have 4 people to make it work.
Maybe he used rocks.
Maybe he didn't go this way.
Maybe what? Sorry?
Maybe he didn't go this way. But then why?
Someone went this way.
Then why are we going this way?
If we take the 3 paths, like if we each took a green one, because we know the orange one is what happens when the 3 from the other spot converge and come this way. If we go into the 3 green ones and they converge, will they converge at like a useful point?
There's 4 of you in 4 hallways, and if each of you are in a hallway, they will converge.
Even the dead end one.
So we just
I guess
ignore
we
for
just-
now whether they're green or orange and just each
Just
get
go
into
for
one.
Just everyone open one at the same.
And we're splitting up.
Yep. We're splitting
But
up.
we're being told they'll converge, so it'll bring us back together, hopefully.
So
Okay.
you each go in. Cassie, at this time, yours is the one that turns orange when you put your key in. Cassie
Okay.
goes into the orange door. Kara goes in a green door. Quaxo goes in a green door. Meva goes in a green door. The door is closed behind you. There is grinding sounds. The
But the
running
green door
lights
is
go
closed
in.
too.
Chunk, 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 chunk. Cassie, you see the hallway in front of you, and you see 3 openings appear. And Caro and Quaxo and Meva, you see, instead of dead ends, you see an opening into a lit hallway.
Okay.
And it was very shaky. Everything was, dust was falling, But Cassie, you see the hallway has 3 openings and, an opening in front of you.
Okay. Kara,
And-
Meva, Quaxo, are you there? Can you join me in this hallway? I don't want to be alone here.
We should be able to
You hear her calling you.
Okay. Yeah, on our way.
Yeah. You
Okay.
go forward and you're all in a hallway together.
Okay.
Okay.
But we should stay at the mouths of our respective hallways. Because we know where they came from. So if there's a hallway left, that's the one we should take.
You're now all standing with Cassie, and there's a pathway going forward.
Okay.
Which, as far as we know, is just going to take us back to the trampoline room, but maybe something's different this time and give it a try.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So you go through that pathway, and it wind wander. You get to another gate with another imager.
Ooh.
Push button. Right?
Yeah.
You guys got to push the
Push the button. Push the button.
My turn. Pink.
You push the button, and the mysterious looking figure appears and speaks to you in Denis again. So
Okay.
Carol, go ahead and roll and see if you're
Okay. Yeah, that's research, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's I have a 3.
Okay, so that one, you rolled a -1 on that, so it's 2. So you can't quite get a hang of what they're saying.
So it's old Dunny. It's old Dunny.
It's
How do
Denis. It's Denis. It's you might recognize the word king.
Ah,
So is that the
so
password?
Why would this be more difficult than the other one?
so do I have to roll again on research? Do I roll again?
Or does anybody else have research?
Research is my strongest skill. I could help with some research.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, hey, no,
Okay.
we can roll there.
Ah.
If anybody has a fate point that they can use to tag, like you've got Seeker of Knowledge, so and you still have a fate point.
I have one. I think I have one. You gave me a.
Oh, you have a fate
Yeah.
point. Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
have an aspect that would help you here?
Well, I would say just my experience, my research experience, my knowledge of the language. I have
You have a journey aspect of My Heritage is the Cavern.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, let's give you a. If you willing to spend a fate point in that, you can re-roll. Are you willing to spend a fate point on that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Still a tough one on that one. Cassie, do you want to spend your fate point on
my last fate point?
The last fate point.
Sure. It's almost 6:20. So I can use my last fate point. I feel like I've rationed them out sufficiently.
Okay, let's give it a roll.
Oof.
Oh,
Dice are
we're
not
not
liking
doing
that.
well.
So it sounds like a different approach will be needed here than the one you're pursuing. Obviously, the luck is just not with you. So,
Okay.
Let's think outside the box.
Well, we should just try the gate and see if it's like locked, right? Can you just push on the gate and see if it'll open? I mean,
we also observed that none of us have tried using our key devices to respond to Victor Laxman, who has been very helpful. I wonder if he has any hints about how he got through here, and we could get some sort of message on our key devices.
that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So you try and you try to send a response to the key message you got from Laxman. You see a little bit of blue flicker. Cassie, you actually get a message from Gary. You get a message from Rezing Badel, who says, fill me in. What have you guys been up to? What are you doing? What's up with the this is the guy you talked to figure out that this was the home of the head of the Guild of Illusionists, and he's really interested to know what you're up to and where you are, and did you find anything? Do you know anything? Tell me.
What does this mean? Play in the message.
Yeah, we could use some help with some Dunning translation. Also, possibly a king. I mean, I think this is probably the king I mentioned earlier, but I don't know if that's the word we need. King Yablashan. Do you know? Is there anything we should know about that king or about this message?
Okay, so you're gonna record the message to it, message on your key and send it to him really quick. He's like, okay, hold on, let me work on this, and he's like, this really, he comes back. He's like super saying, oh my God, is this really like a recording of an actual Denis person talking? Oh my God, where did you find this? And it's saying, who is our king?
Oh.
Who is our king?
It is just his name. I was
okay.
And
who was the king at that time?
And he's like, hold on, let me look some up. He's like, okay, so they might want like
Karith?
The guy who there's the guy who's the founder of the Guild of Illusionists, and then there was the king who was like disbanded them. So which one do you think you need?
I only want the founder.
When you put it that way.
You don't want the one who disbanded it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also Faresh is the one who gave them this whole estate. So
yeah.
Okay, so Faresh was the guild, and you're typing back. He's like, so Faresh is the guild master, that made this thing, but the guy who founded Denis, or the guy who founded the Guild of Illusionists, and it was just a minor guild in 3961, so it wasn't really a big deal, but it was also like the cover for the secret police. That was King Limassol.
Well,
the other one wanted
the secret policey part.
Yeah, I would say that one. That's probably the wisest one to report to it.
Okay,
If we're wrong, it just won't open. So
Yeah. So you hit the button. They say, Denifrius says, "Who is our king?" And you say, "King Lemashal," and the gate goes and opens.
yay!
Good thing we had a phone a friend.
You're a lifesaver.
Oh, friend, yeah.
Good one.
And you tell him that the gate opened, and he's like, "If you do not give me a full report when you get back, I'm never helping you again."
Take lots of pictures.
Pictures.
Take pictures. I want all the details. You people better be making notes.
Actually,
oh my God.
we should send him a couple of pictures to tide him over, just so he
Yeah.
doesn't think we're like goofing around and not doing it.
Let's definitely not
yeah,
send
yeah.
him the picture of us all jumping on the trampoline. So we can skip that one.
Oh, we weren't supposed to.
It's like, there's a trampoline? What?
Made by the.
He's like, I'll be right there.
Oh no.
Like, there's no way he's staying out of this anymore. So yeah.
You got to find it.
You now have a super hype, super excited archivist historian headed your direction because
Yay!
he is completely freaked out at this point. Okay.
Well, at least he can't get past the pillar room by himself.
So the gate is open.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, yeah.
You go through, and there is a room that's decorated very much like the Edders, like Edder Solgal or Eddo Chemo. It's got the archy gazebos and the sphere lights, and there's a fountain, and there's a pedestal with three rings sitting on the top with a picture on it. And it's really obvious that if you line up the rings, it'll make a picture.
So, is this the garden that we saw from outside?
No, you're still underground.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
I kind of want to go check out the fountain. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I do
Puzzles
too.
and stuff, but water. I like water.
Really nice. It's a really nice miniature
Are there
version.
fish? I want to know.
There's totally some chemo fish in there.
Is this water drinkable though?
Yeah.
I mean,
Lake.
you know,
Is it lake?
Not orange.
water. No, it's
That's not orange. It must be.
not orange.
What could possibly go wrong? I'm not drinking.
Don't ask that. You'll find out.
Right. It's like, don't say nothing can stop us now. Don't say what could possibly.
Okay, so should we just solve the puzzle? I mean, I am totally going to go play in the water. If you guys want to solve the puzzle, you guys go ahead.
All right. Well, I'd like to look around the garden a little bit and see if there's anything that it stands out as, could be a clue to this, what's going on here, other than that just the ring puzzle. It could be a clue to the ring puzzle. Yeah.
Well, you say the ring puzzle. You put it together. There's three rings, and it makes a picture, right?
Yeah, there's three rings. It's one of those. If you turn it this way and turn it this way, and you line everything up correctly, there's an image.
Okay.
No, I want to see what the
I want
art
to
is.
play with that. I
Yeah.
want to play with that.
Yeah, you start fidgeting with it. What's your experiment?
Mine?
Yeah,
Experiment is 2.
go ahead and give me a quick roll.
Okay. It was a 0 roll, so it's 2.
Yeah, it clicks back together. The picture looks like a picture of that hedge thing you saw, maybe. And as it clicks into place, there's a grinding sound, and up against the wall, near the fountain, a passageway opens up.
Take a picture of the picture because it might help us get through that little maze thing. Because then we'll have a little guide.
Yes.
Key thing there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because our other picture didn't come out great, the one above ground.
Sorry, Mova. That's a bummer.
I think I didn't do a good enough job of supporting Meva on my shoulders with the trained ankle. Well, my fault.
Well, maybe we'll get a better picture of this one because I'm not standing on anyone's shoulders. Just take
And the little running lights again up into the passage.
Well, seems obvious that this is what we should do, right?
Sure.
Okay, so you head in, you go through the passage, and at the end of the passage, there's a ladder going up.
We're gonna be in the center of that blasted maze.
But we have a picture. Of course, it probably moves or something.
Or
So
like in Harry
you-
Potter, the things shift.
You go
I
up,
guess we should climb the ladder.
Sure.
you climb the ladder. When you're about halfway up, you hear a grinding noise, and a stone moves above you, and you can see cavern light. You can see the outside.
So we could still be on the ground. Like, it's a pretty big estate. Or we could be on that little island, but with the whole picture of the little maze thing that suggests.
I mean, we know that the little island was open on top, so.
Yeah. So we're probably going to pop out there. That's okay. We should do that, right?
Is
The maze has got to go somewhere.
Is the picture that we took of the painting detailed enough? Like, can you actually see like where all of the hedges are?
Yeah, you can see that it's actually not quite a maze. It's a little fuzzy, but there's definitely, it looks like there's concentric circles, maybe. It's very stylized, so it's not necessarily a map.
Right.
Darn. Okay.
Well, I guess
We climb the ladder anyway, because this is kind of where we are.
Yeah.
So you get up to the top of the ladder, and sure enough, you're inside the round wall, and in front of you is an opening to the hedges.
Okay.
So wait, we're not at the center of it?
No, you're right on the outside. It looks like you found the opening. You found the start.
Ah.
And there's a stone set in front of the opening. Like you'd have to step over this to get into the opening. It's very symbolic. It's got Denis carving all over it, fancy Denis carving, and Denis writing.
What does it say?
It says Deji Falala. Falal. Oh?
Falal.
Falal. Yeah.
Does anyone know what that means?
Sarah,
Do you want to roll your?
Well, I mean, it would just be a lookup in our dictionary.
Yeah, just to look up in the dictionary because it's so it means labyrinth
or folded path explicitly.
Yeah.
Great. So this would be a good time to use our rope.
how much sandwich do we have left?
Yeah.
I don't know. How hungry are you?
Yeah.
Do you plan to eat later?
Probably pretty hungry.
Are you headed in?
I'm headed in.
I think we could use the rope trick.
Okay, so
Play
you're gonna Ariadne thread through this. So you start walking, and it's a curving path, and you're not finding any offshoots. You're not finding any dead ends. It just curves around. It just keeps going like this, and it feels like at first maybe it's a large circle, and then you feel like a little bit narrow circle, and
It's a spiral.
it goes back and forth though, and eventually you come to the middle, and it's decorated like a garden age. There's some gorgeous benches, there's a fountain, and there's a really big thing that looks like a gazing ball. It's this polished reflective sphere sitting right in the middle.
I knew they were all wizards.
You've seen the movie The Sphere, right?
Proof two.
Don't touch.
And as you step into the middle of this labyrinth, as you step into the middle of this space, the apparition appears. The whole thing, not just a flicker, it's the whole thing, and you can tell it's human shaped.
I'm gonna record it with my key.
And
Wait, he's coming from the key, isn't he?
he's trying, it's like it has something in its hand, and it's almost like it's trying to push it through something. Like there's some sort of resistance. He's trying.
Totally. Like
And your keys are flickering. Your keys are going a little haywire. And it disappears again. And then a few seconds later it's back, and it's it's a little bit fainter. But it's trying, it's like it's got something.
What happens if we all touch the sphere at the same time?
I don't want to touch the
Obviously, we have to go through the doors at the same time, so we're a group, so it's and we're the only ones with the flickering key, so it's like we have to do it as a group. So if we all touch the sphere at the same time, it's like he's stuck and he needs to be released. So if we all touch the sphere
in exchange for our souls. Like, 3-for-1 deal.
Maybe he's stuck somewhere
Wonder
because
pages.
he was alone. See?
He's like, what?
Oh, I was just being silly. Sorry.
Okay.
Are our key devices working? Are our keys working again now?
Your keys are working again, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe what's going on here is he's stuck somewhere because he was alone. And it does take the four of us together to get him out.
How many benches are there?
Yeah.
It's like 4 or 5. I mean, it's the little curving.
Like an escape room where like everybody had to sit back in the benches. Like everybody had to sit, or like it didn't trigger the thing. And it's like, well, maybe all it takes is to everyone sit in quiet contemplation to make
Pass the shell.
Gazing ball.
That's the kind of thing that is hallmark of a missed game. So why not try
So
it?
it appears again, and you hear.
So it is,
and then it disappears, and your keys flicker, and then.
Maybe we should hold up our keys to the gazing ball.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe.
Without touching it.
Can we
like,
see anything in the gazing ball? It's just like
You can see your reflection.
Just a reflection. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very polished and very, and the pillar it's sitting on has carvings all over it that look vaguely Great Zero-ish, maybe. It's obviously something specific.
So
What are you guys gonna do?
What are you doing?
You search for a switch. Do we search it first? See what we see?
Yeah, search first.
Search first and then go all in and touch it, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is a bad idea. But possibly the only way to go.
So you're looking around and you're not finding anything, but who's got a good notice?
I only have a +2 to notice. Anybody else?
Oh,
Mine's also +2.
what happened?
1. I have a 1.
Oh, my notice is only a +1, guys.
Okay, so Quaxo, go ahead and give me a notice roll.
Okay.
Roll me a notice roll.
0.
A 0.
So you're at your notice.
You're looking around and you kind of brush near the thing with your key hand, and you feel crackle.
Like a Tesla?
A little bit.
I'm gonna get zapped.
Your key your key noticeably reacts to the sphere.
Okay.
Oh, a sphere. Oh,
See, he's seen the movie.
I haven't.
I call Sharon Stone. Sorry, she's a fantastic nose.
So you're like, oh my God, guys, my key went,
Yeah. My key just went berserk when I got close to the sphere.
Did it hurt? Did you get zapped? Are you okay?
No, it just was kind of like buzzed and crackled a little bit. Like
All
it got,
right.
like power got transferred between it and my key.
Okay, so what are you doing?
I'll join in and try it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all putting your hands.
We're all gonna do the Power Ranger thing.
So as you all bring your keys closer to the sphere, it starts to, and the apparition shows up and is pushing, and it's like it pushes through Jello, and it opens its hand, and something drops to the ground next to you, and it vanishes.
Vanishes.
The thing
The apparition vanishes, and there's something laying on the ground next to you.
Okay.
Who's gonna pick it up?
Oh.
Well, he was trying to get rid of it.
Well,
Was he
why
trying
don't
to give it to us?
before somebody picks it up, why don't we just lean down and look at it?
What is it?
It looks like
Is
a
it
glove. It
Well,
looks like some sort of fingerless glove with a cutout on the back that fits over a key.
Huh. I wonder if we're supposed to like wear the glove and pick up the sphere.
Do it.
I don't know.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think Cassie would be the one to do that. I'm also creeped out about the fact that like we were somehow able to receive a physical object.
Yeah.
You might get possessed. Your body might get possessed.
What are you guys doing?
So what are we gonna do?
go to Disneyland.
We received a glove.
You have received a glove. It looks
Is
like
there-
it's got
is it named inside, like you know.
yeah. No, it doesn't. You don't see any. Like you maybe poke at it with a stick. It looks like it's made out of leather. It looks like it has possibly some sort of circuitry embedded in it.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
What about Dunny history and whether I'm connected in with it and all? So I'd like to put it on.
Oh, good.
Okay, so
We say.
I'll be the sacrifice.
So Carol puts the glove on. It slips so that her key, shows through the opening, and the glove lights up.
Hmm.
Don't snap your fingers, whatever you do.
It's fingers are free. The key, your key itself has a new symbol on it. That looks like a small unicursal path, spiral sort of thing, with a circle in the middle.
Ooh.
Like where we are, maybe.
Mhm.
I wonder if you step away from it a little bit, if numbers will pop up next to it. Like the other part of the key is like distance from crate 0. So I wonder if this symbol will tell you the distance from this.
Oh, neat.
So are you gonna step away a little bit? Carol?
Yeah, I'm gonna step away a little bit. I want to see if these numbers show up the coordinates. Like, do the coordinates for the island, does it begin to change or anything?
If you look at the coordinates of where you are right now compared to the coordinates that you guys got on the initial key message, it's off by a little bit. Enough that you can go, okay, we're on that little island now.
Okay.
And as you step away from, outside of that middle garden area, the further you get away from the sphere, the more the key starts making a pinging noise like it's looking for a marker.
Marker.
So it's not the great zero, it's a little zero. Neat.
As you walk closer, it flashes. The little circle in the middle of that spiral pattern starts to flash on the key.
So, okay, here's a question. Kurt, can you take it off?
You try taking the glove off?
Hope so.
Yeah, it comes right off and turns off. Everything turns off. You lose the symbol on your key.
Register our keys.
Does anybody else want to try it on? Meva's going to try it on. It does the same thing. You put it on. You get the little symbol on your.
Was
That-
it like?
We'll play past the glove.
Is there only one? Why is there only one?
Maybe
So
that's just
someone
the
get
one
a
that last I had.
touch the sphere while wearing it?
Actually, yeah. Maybe what needs to happen is enables you to reach in. Maybe he's in there and we can pull him out.
So who's going to put on the glove and touch the sphere?
Actually,
1, 2, 3, not it.
before we do that, though, before someone does that, everyone should put the glove on to register their key.
Okay. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
sure. Tries on the glove. It does, you test out, when you're standing next to it, it blinks. When you go away, it pings like there's a marker nearby. Yeah. The glove is obviously reacting to the gazing ball.
Okay. So between Carol and Meva, who's going to touch the ball with the glove?
I can.
Kara, you're gonna
Go for it, Miss.
Okay.
Be a Denis descendant.
Carol puts on the glove, walks forward, puts her hand on the sphere, and you hear whom, and she vanishes.
Bye-bye.
I knew we should have tied a rope to her.
I'm ready to go.
So she's gone, and you three are now standing in the middle of this labyrinth next to this gazing ball. Carol, you have just linked out of Denis, evidently. And you appear in a room with another gazing ball sitting there. And there is this weird Denis contraption in front of you. There are, every bell and whistle, it seems to work a little bit like, it looks a little bit like the Great Zero, smaller. There's a neutrino beam that's erratically bouncing back and forth. And you can hear people screaming.
Whoa.
You can hear, I mean, it's not loud, it feels like it's echoing. And the apparition is standing right there.
Yeah, I know that my great-great-grandfather made this thing, so I am doomed because the sins of the father follow.
Come the sins of the daughter.
So
And
is
the
the
first-
first place to put your key?
There isn't.
There is not. That's interesting.
There's dials and lever, and the apparition, your key kind of crackles, and you get a message from Lexan, oh God, you found me. You have to turn it off.
You have to turn it off. Okay, so I turn my key off. No, the key. It's
Not there.
It's the gadget. You have to turn the gadget off. Okay. So I have to do some exploring. I have to do an explore to figure out if I can find the way to turn it off.
Or first thing to every age, right?
I have to search. I have to do a search.
Okay. So, what would that be, Blade? Should we use surveying or research?
Notice is good for that too.
Notice is good, yeah.
Notice. I have to do a notice, but I think my notice is only one. Yep. My notice is one. So
You do something. Oh,
But you just rolled really well.
You just rolled really well.
Okay.
So that's a +3 on the roll there. So yeah.
So there's a control panel. You see the control panel. There's a control panel. There are some switches that are obviously up with green lights next to them. And the apparition is, right there.
Can I talk to the apparition? Can I talk to this? Can I say something to that?
Yeah, you can try talking to it if you want. So
I would simply ask him, how do I turn it off?
you get a crackly, and it, says, try flipping the switches.
Switches. Okay. So the switches are the ones that are green.
Mm-hmm.
Are they're up?
Yeah.
So those, 3 switches?
Mm-hmm.
I would pull them down to turn them off.
Okay.
That's logical.
Yeah, so you flip those down. There's sort of a screechy noise. Lights start to crackle. There's all sorts of electrical noise, and then it just stops moving. And you see this guy, the apparition, becomes solid, and he just sorts of collapses in front of you.
It's Brad Dourif.
Okay.
And he's gasping.
And he's solid?
He's solid. He's solid. But he's definitely not feeling great.
I think I would
Give him mouth to mouth.
take him by the just sort of take around the waist, and I would touch the sphere to see if I could bring us both back. Can I bring him back to the island?
So you turn it off.
So really quick, what are Cassie and Meva and Quaxo doing? Well, your person has disappeared. Well, your other person has disappeared. I mean, and it was a noticeable blink out. I mean, it had the whom noise and everything.
I'm sorry, Gary. But we've lost Caro.
Don't party.
We'll get an obit once we get back.
I'd like
So
to
you get a
try.
you get a message back. Yeah, you get a message back from Gary. He's like, "Where exactly are you guys? Where are you?"
In the labyrinth on the tiny island.
Okay. Give me a sec. And a few minutes later, you hear yelling from the other side of the wall, "You guys over there? Hey!
No!
Throw me a rope!"
Like, I gotta go get it because we left it. Like, we trailed it through the whole labyrinth. Run back, gather it all up.
Gotta reel it up.
Climb the wall.
So Gary, climbs the wall up over. He's like, "Well, this is cool. It's a labyrinth. A labyrinth is a universal path." And he goes on to this very detailed, because he's an archivist, explanation. Gets to the middle with you guys. He's like, "So, weren't there 4 of you?"
Yeah.
Well, we all held our key devices up to the orb, and we got a glove.
Okay.
Then somehow the glove allowed the orb to serve as a linking device. I'm wondering if we hold our key devices up to it again, whether we can communicate with the other side.
Right.
Yeah, so let's try. You send a key message through to Caro. Caro, as you're about to link back through with this, unconscious guy, your key pings. Are you okay, OMG?
Wow, it goes through. Okay, so that means I'm somewhere in the city?
Maybe. I mean, you can send key messages to ages.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Okay.
Yeah.
So I send a message back saying I'm okay, and
Get me out of here.
I got an unconscious guy here, and I need to get back.
So everybody step back. Let her try to come through.
I
So
think I'm gonna try.
you're standing there in the sphere, in the garden. The sphere starts to glow a little bit, and you hear wah, 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 and Caro, stumbles through because this unconscious guy is kind of heavy. And there they are. And you've got this guy, he's bald, he's got a, sort of navy pea coat on. He's out cold.
Victor Laxman.
Gary's like, whoa, Laxman. What the heck happened to him?
But he wasn't conscious. You could have done the whole Victor Laxman, I presume. Line. Okay, so yes. Okay, so this is Laxman. How long has he been here?
I mean,
has he not
nobody's
starved to death?
Nobody's seen him since the DRC left, and that's been years. But
We should probably make sure, try to do some first aid and try to make sure he's okay.
yeah, who's our first aid person?
Wait.
Person who has.
Oh, good.
Medicine roll?
Yeah, I have 3 on my medicine
Okay.
roll.
Yeah, mine's only 1.
And then I got +2 if it's non-life threatening, but I don't know.
It'll apply in this case.
Yeah,
Okay,
he doesn't
good.
seem to be he's breathing. He's just out cold.
Okay.
Yeah, and you did a good roll there, so yeah,
So
you'll be able to make sure he's stable and everything.
yeah,
Okay.
you make sure he's breathing. His pulse is good. You kind of slap him on the face a few times. And he's oh, geez.
Too bad there's no sandwiches left.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, you got me out. You got me out.
What
Wow.
happened?
So, give me a sec. Does anybody have any water? Oh, my head is ringing. Those people would not stop screaming. Oh, wow.
Probably have water, don't I?
Yeah, somebody's got you.
Good.
You hand him a water bottle. He's like, oh, go, 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 go. Okay. Never mess with any technology you don't understand. Let me just put that first. Not like you explorers ever listen, but nothing exploded. This is good. But okay, so Farish, hey, Rezig, Badal, dude, haven't seen you in forever. You remember who Farish was? Yeah, right? Guy, head of the Guild of Illusionists, his daughter goes nuts, hearing voices and throws herself out of the window. Yeah, that guy. So turns out that he was really obsessed with the Watcher.
Not the Watcher.
And Gary was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. That's in if you Carol, you are pretty heavy duty on Denis history, so you would know. It even talks about that Pharaoh, Guildmaster Pharaoh was really obsessed with the Watcher. So y'all sit around on the benches and you're getting comfortable because obviously Laxman's got stuff to say. And he's wait, water, sandwich, granola bar, anything, because
Yeah.
I'm starving. Kind of stuffs his face a little bit.
Do we have any sandwiches left?
Yeah, he and Gary occasionally go off on these technical things, but what you get out of him was that this guy was super obsessed not only with the Watcher, but the idea that the Watcher had been born between links. And this guy had the theory that this meant that the space between links existed. Like there was something there that you could be in. And that if there was a space in between links, you should be able to communicate with people in between links. So way back at the beginning of, where was it? Blacksmith has to Gary's like, it's the 5000s, he builds this device based on the Great Zero and starts experimenting. He starts experimenting to see if he can communicate with people while they're linking. Can he stay in contact with people? Can people be aware while they're linking? So it's not just a moment you appear somewhere, and those experiments did not go well at all.
So there's people stuck in between?
There's people stuck in between. That's what his daughter was hearing. She was hearing and seeing spirits, and it drove her insane. And she threw herself out of a window. That's part of why you can't find any windows on the outside of the mansion. Laxman's like, I've been working on this for years. Like, as soon as we figured this out, I've been working on this, and I got, I found his notes. I found Farish's notes, and that he, made this place with this device and had this glove that turned the thing into a link book. So I replicated the glove, and I, climbed over the wall and went in and futzed with the device and found myself stuck in between links, and it was probably the most unpleasant thing I have ever experienced. I would go through 1,000 root canals before I did that again.
How do we get the other people out?
Yeah, how about the other people?
As far as I can tell, they're still trapped in there.
How do we get them out?
I think we have to just break the thing. I think we just have to take it apart.
Wouldn't
The
that just
turning.
happen forever?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I don't have the strength to go back in there. My key is shot. It's not going to work with the glove, so it's got to be one of you.
Somehow turning it off was enough to free him, but not to free any of the others.
Yeah, I think it was because I hadn't been in there for hundreds of years.
Like,
And I don't even know. I mean, I couldn't communicate with any of them. I could hear them.
Okay, so here's the question. How did they get in there?
He was using test subjects.
But what's the entrance?
yeah, how did you get in there?
I used the sphere. I figured out that he had this hidden place, and I used, and that the sphere was the passage to it.
Then why didn't Caro get caught when she used the sphere to get there?
Yeah.
Because she didn't turn on the machine.
The machine
I turned on the machine and was touching it. I was trying to make it work, and it sucked me right in.
So they're kind of trapped by the machine.
Yeah.
So if
They've
you
been there forever.
Are you saying to us that if we shut off the machine or disassemble the machine, well, you would think that if you shut it off, they would all come through too. But if we,
I don't know, because I mean they've been there since 5,100 DE. I mean they've been in there forever. I don't know.
you would think
That's
that
what
they
I was
would
trying to
come
do.
out
That's
on one end or the other.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to get them. I mean, I couldn't even tell if time was passing. How long have I been in there?
Years.
Couple years.
Crap.
Been there for years. The DRC is no longer in the cavern.
Well, fun. Yeah, I mean, I know we left because of the Borrow War, but so either one of you go in now and break it and see if that lets them loose, or we just let them be.
If we
No,
break it,
that
we
doesn't
still
seem
be
right.
able to get out of wherever that cave is. That
Yeah, I mean, as long as you've got the glove on, you should be able to get in and out.
should.
But
I'm
he
just-
had the glove. He had the glove though, and he couldn't get himself out.
Well,
Rather
that's
than
because so here's what I go in, here's the machine. It's obviously running on like auxiliary power or something, and I can hear all these people screaming. So I turn, I futz with the switches, I follow the guy's notes, I turn stuff on, I put my hand on the panel that's there. And suddenly I'm trapped between links. So as long as you don't touch that panel, you should be fine. And it took I mean, like every time you came near me with your keys, something about the key energy made it so that I could get the word out. But I have no idea how. None of them have keys. I mean, that was way before key technology. But as long as you don't touch the panel, don't touch the glowing panel light, you should be fine.
Try to put them at rest. I mean, they've been screaming for how many thousands of years? That's really awful.
I don't know. I mean, they may just be echoes at this point. Hey, is that crazy ghost lady still around?
When you were stuck in there, did you see them? Were they?
No, you can't really see any. You can't
Other
really
people
see
stuck between
anything.
links?
I mean, no, you can hear them. I tried yelling and tried communicating. I couldn't really get anywhere.
Well, I think we should definitely try to get them out. I'm just worried that if we destroy the machine,
it'll trap them forever.
Yeah.
Gary's opinion
Bring like
is like,
hundreds
please,
of people back into that tiny room all at once.
yeah, please let's not break any Danae technology until we've had a chance to examine it. So,
okay.
so
Maybe
what's your guys' decision?
If we carefully remove whatever the auxiliary power is, maybe, because he turned it off, but he said, so maybe if we remove the power source, it wouldn't be destroyed.
Why didn't
it would be powered down?
Why didn't turning it off release them? Because breaking it isn't going. Breaking it or taking it apart.
I mean, it had more than just on-off switches, right?
Gary finally throws up his hands and says, "Just give me the glove. Just give me the."
You're the boss, Gary.
He takes the glove.
Nice knowing you, Gary.
He's like, "Wish me luck." Puts the glove on, touches the sphere.
His motivation is historical. He's going to want to keep it or put it in a museum. Yeah. He's not going to want to take his interest is not freeing people. His interest is history.
So you get a key message. He's like, okay, so there's this thing in front of me. Ask Laxman where he thinks the auxiliary power is, because Laxman's key is shattered.
Yeah.
So where Laxman says, try the big crystal on the upper right. And you start seeing flickers happening in the garden. And you start hearing people screaming. You start hearing, and you start seeing these other apparitions. You get a really good idea of why Farish's daughter might have gone a little nuts seeing this all over. All of a sudden, there's 30 Denis in the garden, and they've all collapsed.
It worked.
Looks like Gary, our medical knowledge is going to come in handy.
And Gary links back in. The sphere goes. Gary links back in. He looks a little bit like he's been through a ringer. He's like, well, that was interesting. And he passes out. And that's where we're going to end it, because we're at 4:00. So you have successfully freed Laxman. You got through Kappa Island. Mayhem has happened, and for potential future adventuring someday in the future, or for anybody out there who wants to take this story idea and run with it, there's now about 30 Denis survivors in the cavern from long before the fall. They have no idea what's happened to their civilization.
Show them the city.
Take them on a tour. Take them to the library.
So we've totally, this is something,
that would be so crushing.
We can write up and release through our Patreon for everybody to play this, play this adventure, to do stuff with it, to make their own puzzles. But if somebody wants to run with that, there are now 30 Denis survivors who have been trapped between the links for hundreds of years and have no idea what happened to Denis.
Cassie is very excited.
One of them is my great-great-grandmother.
Could be.
My question is, were they willing subjects or were they compelled to do it?
I don't know.
Like, welcome, Alkalite. I'm so glad you decided to join us. Please touch them. Oh, it didn't work.
Exactly.
Bummer.
Do something like that.
Go find us a new acolyte.
We are, over, we are at 4. We're past our time. We should probably take any further discussion into one of the Mysterium discussion rooms or just into Discord. If people have questions about the game that we just played or questions about the system or anything like that, Discord is the place to find us. I want to thank Caro and Quaxo and Alana and Meza for hanging in there, for having a great adventure and coming up with some really fun stuff for us to play with.
Had a lot of fun with this. Some very good characters.
Was a lot of fun. Yeah. We had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. I hope everybody watching had a great time. This was awesome. And thank you very much to Mysterium for having us. Remember, you can get Unwritten from Cyan's direct download page of the store, or from DriveThruRPG, or you can hop in and ask us, where do I get this? And we will point you in the right direction. So thank you all very, very much.
This is a great introduction to Unwritten. Thank you.
It was a great introduction.
And don't forget about our Patreon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Patreon.
Shameless self-promotion.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.